all my stress. Check it out, yo. Feel the rhythm of the bass bar. Man, feel the rhythm of the bass bar. Hip and you go, man, come the wrong one. Yes, man. All my stress. Check it out, yo. Feel the rhythm of the bass bar. Man, feel the rhythm of the bass bar. Hip and you go, man, come the wrong one. Yes, man.
Hello everybody, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver, 27-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man, great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. What day is today? Is today Thursday? I think it might be Thursday, which means tonight is the Jack show. I'm not sure where it's being held or if I'll be on it. But tonight is the Jack Show. Good morning, Amit Reina. Good morning to you. Hail Caesar from the lawless city of Atlanta, says Ronan Medic 76. What is going on in the world right now, guys? What is going on? Good morning, OBGYN Kenobi. Good morning to absolutely everyone. I woke up early, just in time to get outside and rescue the frogs if there were any, because it kind of rained last night. When it rains, it means that there are frogs in the pool. And when there are frogs in the pool, I got to go out there and I got to go rescue them. It's important that I do so. Otherwise, they drown. Frogs don't do very well in the chlorinated water, you see. They drink through their skin. And when frogs drink through their skin, and they drink all this poison, all these chemicals, then they're doomed. They're not long for this world. I'm on a timer. You know, if I don't get out there early enough, those frogs perish. So I get out there and I scoop them out and I say hello. Usually it's just toads. You know, just toads. Everyone. Let me see here. Wow. All right. Can I have a taste of Adam's circumcised Coke? Says good morning, my dude. Well, good morning to you too. Good morning. It's good to see you guys. Interesting day yesterday. I don't know if you're paying attention to Twitter and all that, but holy shit, I would say. Our boy Doug TenNapel got, I guess, another one of his friends in trouble. Here's how I feel about this. We'll talk about, and I want to read all this stuff with you. I want to kind of go through it with you, and we'll actually have a look and try to decide where we stand on this. My feeling is that once you're Comicsgate or kind of Comicsgate related, once you've got, you know, this stigma, the stigma of enigma, the stigmata of Comicsgate, it's a good thing to kind of separate yourself from people whose businesses could be hurt by it. That is why I don't really encourage other people, other professionals to come over here and be a part of Comicsgate. I don't discourage them. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do discourage them. I say, why don't you think about it? Here are the consequences of being Comicsgate right now. And this is what we're fighting. If you're in for the fight, if you're down for the struggle, then I want you here with us. But if you're not, if you're only going to be here half-heartedly, and you're not quite sure how this might impact and affect your life, well, let me explain it to you. Once people know that you're Comicsgate, you will lose friends, you will lose business opportunities, you will lose all manner of things. And SJWs, social justice warriors, in other words, activists on the internet, will find out who your friends are, who's in business with you. They'll try to find out everything about you and try to set your entire world on fire. It's a good idea, therefore, to have no strings or ties to the mainstream before you declare yourself Comicsgate. Now, because of this, I keep friends at bay. I keep other people over there. I don't want them necessarily associated with me, and I don't really want to bring people on my show anymore like I used to. I used to bring mainstream comic pros on my show, but after a little while, I was canceled by social justice warriors, and therefore, so were everyone associated with me, or they would try to. They would send what's known as night letters to people. They would say, "Are you sure you want to be associated with? If you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas." They'd say, "If you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas." Now. It's kind of no. If you lay down with dogs, you have crazy people who come in and try to destroy your life. Really, the dogs are just other conservatives, people to the right of them, and that's the entire problem. Angry Banley says, Ethan, look up hatred game protagonist, please. Hatred game protagonist. Angry Battling, send me a little message about what that's about before I do, because I'm kind of in a role here. I've got a place to go. All right. So in any case, oh my goodness, we're getting super chats in here. Ethan is looking like Razor Fist fallen on hard times. Actually, I feel like I look like a well-nourished Razor Fist. Malazius3283. Matthew Goodwin for $10 says, if I send a comic book, will you sign it and send it back? Yes, I will. I don't encourage that, but of course I will. I'll send it. I'll send it back to you. Doug TenNapel has, of course, those of you who have been Comicsgate for a little while, who have been following the saga of Comicsgate, you know that Doug TenNapel and I don't get along at all. Not at all. The reason for that are myriad. I mean, there are a lot of reasons why I don't like Doug, but one of the reasons is that Doug kind of joined Comicsgate and thought that we were kind of far right-wing and that we were going to fight the Rainbow Brigade. I think he said the Rainbow Brigade. In other words, not just SJWs, but particularly people who believe in gay pride. That's a little bit too. I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into that. I mean, when it comes to gay people, I don't have a problem with gay people. I want gay people to buy my comics. I think it's a bad idea to, take. I think it's a bad idea to tell people that they're going to hell. I think it's a bad idea to tell people that they're Nazis. This does not sell comics. But that's kind of what Doug wanted to do. Doug kind of has some anger issues about about this subject. So anyway, Doug and I parted ways. Now the thing about Doug is that he doesn't consider. Even though he's taken a beating for his words, I have hair in my mouth. That's the problem with having beautiful, luscious, long hair. Doug doesn't consider that his own words, not only have they hurt him, but they're bound to hurt other people who associate with him, people who have something to lose. I want people who are with me on my show to have nothing to lose. I want you guys to be fully independent and capable of taking care of yourselves. Ethan Osborne, the Frogman Comets, says Xavier Harkonnen. That's not really what I was going for. I am the Frog King. I can do anything. Absolutely anything. All right. Ethan is pro-gay. Cecil is proof, says Johnny Cage. I mean, I'm not pro or anti-gay. I want people to be happy, and I want people to buy my comics, and that's what Comicsgate is. Sean Gordon Murphy shows up on Doug's welcoming. Doug's like, come on my show. Come on my show. Be a part of my show, Sean. Do a cover for Bigfoot Bill 2. And Sean Gordon Murphy goes, I'm drawn to Doug TenNapel's allure. I'm drawn to his charisma. And I'm going to do a cover for Doug TenNapel's Earthworm Jim 2 or Bigfoot Bill 2, and then what happens to him? The SJWs target him. They target his deal with DC Comics. They bring Sean Gordon Murphy to his knees and leave him a quivering mess of insecurity and apologies. He's got something to lose. He's got a DC Comics deal, and he's got a lot of people, including Blake Northcott, depending on him. So it's irresponsible, I think, to have people like that associate with you. When you've got this thing hanging over your head that is you're opposed to gay marriage, and vocally you say all this shit. Feel free to say that stuff if you want to, but I mean, I'm just saying it's going to cost you, it's going to cost other people as well. So Mike Nelson from Mystery Science Theater is pals with Doug TenNapel. I guess he did voiceovers with for some Doug TenNapel video games. God only knows what those video games are. I love Mike Nelson. I love Mystery Science Theater. So it was interesting that Doug is friends with him. Happen to know that Mike Nelson is a Republican, just a regular Republican like me. You know, he voted for Bush, voted for Trump. I didn't vote for John McCain. I did vote for Mitt Romney, to my shame. At the time, I thought it was the right thing to do. Anyway, that's who Mike Nelson is, and here he is hanging out with Doug TenNapel, and eventually, because Mystery Science Theater is still a big cult TV show. For those of you who are not in the United States and don't know what Mystery Science Theater is, in the 90s, Mystery Science Theater was a big show on cable television. They took old, shitty movies, and then they had a human who was stranded on a satellite with two robots, sidekicks, and a third robot that cleaned up the ship. And they sat there and they watched these horrible movies and just riffed on them the whole time. And the show still has a cult following. I discovered a lot of great, terrible movies from the show. Big fan. I have all the DVDs. I love Mystery Science Theater. I love Mike Nelson. So I was like, whoa, Doug knows Mike Nelson personally. I know Bill Corbett personally from Mystery Science Theater. I actually had him on the show once for an interview. Justice Gattakus J. Gatt says EVS the king of all media, king of all social media. Gabriel says, my copy of Cyberfrog got sent back to you because the customs in my country screwed up. Where can I send an email? Love you, man. Keep up the good work. You could send an email to my email, ethan12032 at gmail.com. And we'll see what we can do about it. Give me a minute here. I'm going to get a drink of water. All right. In any case, my throat is still wrecked. I thought it was better. I thought my throat was a little bit better after my yelling at Panboy the other day, but no, it's still fucked up. Let's see. Angry Bandling says I DM'd what you about it. Look it up, EVS. Okay, I will. All right. So anyway, Doug is hanging out with Mike Nelson, and then yesterday, all of a sudden, unexpectedly, quite unexpectedly, this happens. A statement from Mike Nelson on the Riff Tracks Twitter. Hey everyone, Mike Nelson here. Thanks for your concern. Thanks for your concern trolls. I really appreciate it. Hey, thanks for your concern, which is another word for endless SJW harassment. Hey, thank you for alerting. He's not saying this. This is me actually speaking for him, and I'm sure what he'd rather be saying rather than what he's saying here. Hey, thanks for bringing my friendships with lunatic far right wingers like Doug TenNapel to the attention of my business partners who are leftists. Thanks for making me do this. I have to apologize because I run a business and therefore I'm not allowed to have friends who express right-wing views. That's fine. So that's what he wants to say. Thanks for your concern. And I appreciate the chance to address it. He says, I started a podcast a few years back with Doug TenNapel. See, that was your first mistake right there. Do not do anything with Doug TenNapel. Doug TenNapel, oh, Mike, I could have told you this. With Doug TenNapel and Ethan Nicole. That's not me. That's a different Ethan. I know you guys mostly only know me as the only Ethan in your life. But Ethan Nicole is a different Ethan, which because of time constraints, I've pulled away from and become more of an infrequent guest. Okay, so he's like, I'm barely on there. I'm very, very busy. So no offense, Doug and Ethan Nicole, but I haven't been on the show because I'm very busy. On certain recent episodes, of which I did not take part, I was not there. I didn't take part of these episodes. Doug made some statements that many found hurtful. Doug makes statements that I find hurtful all the time. They're usually like, fuck Ethan. I find that hurtful. Do you guys find it hurtful when he says bad things about me? No? Okay. I hope it's clear that those statements are Doug's and not mine. And not mine. But listening to your concerns and taking them seriously, I have decided to end my involvement with the podcast. I sincerely... Oh, B-Dad says, I think it's funny when he says fuck Ethan. Oh, I see. It makes you cry, some people. Okay, Jason Gallagher's sad. Moobut says no, because you're fat. Some people say no. All right, well, look. I guess it's just me then. He says, I've decided to end my involvement with the podcast. I sincerely apologize to anyone hurt by my participation in this podcast. And I want it to be clear that I denounce. This is interesting here. I like the way he phrases this. He doesn't denounce Doug TenNapel. I wish he would. That'd be funny. I denounce Doug TenNapel. No, he doesn't. He denounces Doug TenNapel's bias against anyone based on race, sexual orientation, or sexual identity. Don't be biased against those people. I agree with him about these things here. Race, absolutely, I denounce bias against people based on their race. I do denounce bias against people based on their sexual orientation, but sexual identity I'm not so sure about. Do I denounce bias against that? Like, what about these people who think they are deer? What about people who identify as animals, furries? What about those people? What about dragonkin? People who sexually identify as dragons. I think I would like to remain biased against those people. I think I would like to think they're crazy dickheads, weirdos, creeps. I think I would like to maintain my bigotry and prejudice towards people who fuck dogs. I would like to maintain my prejudice against furries and their ilk. I would. Yeah. So I disagree with him about that, but definitely based on race, of course. We want people of color all around us at all times. Sexual orientation, sure. There you go. He says, thanks for hearing me out, Mike Nelson. Thanks for hearing me out. Look at this, 3,400 likes. All right, so 3,400 likes and change and 655 retweets. Here is Von Klaus. He says, people need to leave Mike alone. I'm tired of this PC pure of heart witch hunt culture that is good people like him having to apologize for mere association. The more we bend the knee, the more they will demand our obedience. 100% correct. Let's like this. Here's what I will say. I will say this, though. I will say that although I cannot stand cancel culture and these SJWs and the idea of bending the knee, I think it's irresponsible to put your friends in the firing line of this. I think it's irresponsible because here's the choice that Doug TenNapel gave Mike Nelson. Doug TenNapel, who doesn't give a shit, because Doug TenNapel has everything he wants. Doug TenNapel is pretty much, at this point, like myself, immune to this. These SJWs can't get me. I'm sorry. There's just nowhere to go with me. As long as I have my fans, as long as I have my customers, as long as I have Cyberfrog, and a printer willing to print Cyberfrog, I'm pretty much okay. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to make a lot of money by myself without any help from anyone. Doug is the same way. Doug had to work kind of hard to get Earthworm Jim back. I think he's got a contract so that he gets to keep Earthworm Jim, but even if he lost Earthworm Jim, he's got Bigfoot Bill, so he's secure. I mean, he's going to get to do whatever he wants to do. But you see, Mike Nelson and Sean Gordon Murphy, they have things to lose. Mike Nelson has a business called Rift Tracks, and Rift Tracks is available. What it is it's you can download videos or you can download audio tracks to play along with the movies that you're watching, the terrible movies that you're watching. that are the cast of Mystery Science Theater making fun of current movies and old movies too. But when a new movie comes out, the new Avengers movie comes out to DVD or Blu-ray, these guys have a riff track that you can time and sync up with the movie. You can watch them making fun of the movie, and it's a little bit of that goes a long way. I got to be honest with you. I have a few riff tracks. I've not watched them in a while, but the Star Wars Holiday Special is absolutely delightful with the riff tracks over it. It's amazing. It's hilarious. It's fun. Mike has something to lose. Mike has business partners who certainly don't want SJWs beating down their door and trying to label riff tracks as homophobic. This is kind of the thing that, associating with Doug ends up costing you. So here's what happens here. So that I gotta say, I'm of two minds of this, of course. The Buzz CJC says all this bullshit started on a Mystery Science Theater fan group I was in, or Facebook group I was in. They started planning the SJW Twitter brigading there. Mike and the MST3K riff tracks are awesome. I agree. Jason Stevens says, I cry when people insult my Caesar. Oh, thank you, Jason Stevens. Satanic Potato says, yeah, I'm not a fan of Doug. I used to think he was cool, but he kept putting his foot in his mouth. Speaking of, I just backed Unforgettable Tales. My blood honey came in the mail yesterday, too. Thank you, Satanic Potato. I appreciate you. So Doug has his views. He has his right to his views. But what Doug does with his views is he associates with other people who have something to lose, and then those people, he doesn't say, maybe you shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, if you come on my show with me, you're going to be tarred with everything that I've said before. And you know me, and you know that, I've said these things, and this is how I feel about things. I'm never going to apologize, but they're going to make you apologize. So you have two choices: a humiliating apology to SJWs for having to associate with me, or they're going to destroy your business and your life. Those are the two choices that I'm going to give you by selfishly putting you on my YouTube channel. Making it clear that we're pals, thereby implicating you with my views. Cowshoodle says, don't get a hernia, get Black Flag. Hey, thanks, Stan. Very nice. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you for posting this. Blocking all the right-wing whiners in the replies is giving me a rush. Lord Wadsworth says that's pretty sad. So the first bit of this is, the first bit of this, of course, are Comicsgaters. They're going to be at the top because... it's my this is my experience with this. So people I know are going to be responding. This guy here says B is socially distanced, but now it's acceptable. Doug's alliance with Comicsgate at one point, as well as his really out there transphobia and homophobia, they got him a few suspensions on Twitter. And you're just now finding out about this? Dude, come on. The history was there and out in the open. Now, this is infuriating to me. This is absolutely infuriating to me because, I will say, the problem with Doug and Comicsgate is that we weren't homophobic enough for Doug. And as I said, I think we're plenty bigoted. We don't like feminists. We don't like SJWs. But no, we're not bigoted enough for Doug. Doug said, you're not going to help me fight the rainbow people. I thought you were manly men. He called us SJWs, and that is why he left Comicsgate. So this pisses me off. It's like, for goodness sakes, we did not meet his homophobia standards. So yeah, he bailed on Comicsgate because we didn't hate gay people. Nice try, though. We have so many gay people in Comicsgate. Why would we do that? In the meantime, look at this. Here's Ash on Comics. One day they're going to come from Mike Nelson. And when that day comes, he'll learn that tossing his friends under the bus to appease evil leaves no one to save him when it's his turn. Ash on Comics, I'm going to agree to disagree with you. They did come from Mike Nelson. They came from Mike Nelson because, he was on a show with Doug TenNapel, who's an idiot and says idiotic things that are damaging to business. And I will say this. Comicsgate, again, the entire point of, what we're doing here is not to exchange far left-wing views in our comic books and in our conversation for far right-wing views. I think what I'm saying every single day on my channel, this is where I disagree with you and people like you. What I'm saying every day on my channel is that we want to actually beat social justice warriors by succeeding at business. And what we want to show them is that if you do not fill your life, your work, everything on your timeline with divisive politics and statements that exclude people based on things that they cannot control or change about themselves, then you are going to lose money. Now, if you actually are able to keep all that stuff out of your mouth and out of your social media, you're going to do great. So we're actually trying to say, don't put politics in your comics. Don't tell people they're going to hell. Don't tell people they're Nazis. And you'll sell more comic books to everyone. Everyone should feel invited and included, except for goddamn social justice warriors. F them with a hot poker. We don't want them around because they ruin things. And being a social justice warrior is something that you choose. It's something that you can control. Tomorrow you can wake up and decide you're not a social justice warrior. But very few people can wake up and say, you know what, I'm not gay anymore. And that is why we just leave them alone. Here we go. Real JDA says, Mike Nelson, this is John Delarose. Mike Nelson is a British slang word for cigarettes. What does he mean by that? Can't bring yourself to say the word, very telling. And he goes, I don't want you to report me, you musical term for slowing down. That's retard, I think. It's retard. Retard, it means to slow things down. So he's, look, these guys, this is unreasonable. I can understand the emotional response to this, but this is unreasonable. It's unreasonable to expect Mike Nelson, who is making these riff tracks for everyone, not just for one group of people. He's trying to make a business that feeds everyone comedy. His humor, his sense of humor, which is not really political. So it's unreasonable to say, Mike, you need to go to war with these SJWs. That's not what he wants to do. I don't think Mike Nelson wants to be a culture warrior like me and John Delarose are. I don't think that's what he wants to be. He didn't ask for that. So he's choosing his business. I think that's completely reasonable. Completely reasonable. And by the way, I mean, this should have been a conversation like, hey, listen, coming on my show means you are going to get attacked. You are going to have problems with people. Is that okay with you? Evidently, it wasn't okay with Mike. Now, Couch Doodles is in the chat. Dan Fraga. Dan will tell you. Dan, how many times did I say don't be Comicsgate because you're going to put up with some shit? Dan decided he was Comicsgate anyway, so he's in for a penny, in for a pound. Yeah. You will get gay-opt, says Kraken of the Sea. 100%. Yeah. Dan says, you said it more than 5 times. That's right. I begged you, please. But I mean, look, there are some good things about being a culture warrior. Obviously, there are great things about being Comicsgate, but you have to be prepared for it. And people say all the time, why don't you bring this guy on the show? Why don't you bring this? I can't. I don't want to do that to people. I don't want to do that to them. All right, but what does the robot puppet think of cancel culture? A lot of Comicsgaters here aren't really understanding, what's happening here and how unfair this is and who's at fault. Riff Tracks, with the speed and agility that you have displayed sliding Doug TenNapel under the bus, you should join the Olympic curling team. Unsubscribe. I just think that's unfair. I think that's very, very unfair. What's amazing about this situation that Doug has put himself into is that Doug gets to be the victim here. Doug gets to basically do a skateboard ollie off of Mike Nelson's head as Mike Nelson grovels and apologizes. And Doug gets to be the victim. Oh, I'm canceled because of my views and my beliefs. It's so unfair. Oh, my goodness. Betrayed again just because I'm a Christian. How unfair it is. Same situation happened to Sean Gordon Murphy. Same situation happened to Mike Nelson. And to anyone who this idiot brings into his life, they are going to have to apologize for knowing Doug. And Doug is just going to smirk. He's going to point his long spindly fingers and say, these guys, they're just proving my point. They're just proving my point. Doug is having his point proven over the prostrate bodies of, not prostate, right? That's up your butt. Prostrate bodies of his former BFers. And that is, that's effed up. It's effed up. Down here, the more you scroll down, you look at this. Another pansy bows to the mob. Look, I mean, even Comicsgate's attacking Mike Nelson for this. Yeah, this is the thing. What is he going to do? He's got something to lose. Mike Nelson has something to lose. I don't think he asked for this situation. I mean, it's one thing if you're actually saying, "Look, I'm Comicsgate. I'm Comicsgate. I'm very much Comicsgate. Back my comic book sovereign, my Comicsgate book sovereign." And the minute the SJWs come for you, you go, "I'm not Comicsgate. I'm not." See, that's a different situation. I don't think Mike Nelson asked to be Comicsgate. I don't think this is what he wanted. Yeah. All right. So this is the thing. Thank you, Mike. We love you, man. Here are the SJWs cheering him on and applauding him for doing this. It's such an ugly situation. This doesn't have to happen. I mean, this didn't have to happen at all. What is the end result of this? What is the end result of Mike Nelson's public association with Doug TenNapel, who cannot understand that he's just excluding people. He's putting people in a bad situation. And I don't think his views are very Christian. I don't think it's nice to say to imply that gay people should not are going to hell, should not be allowed to be married. I just don't think that's very nice. I don't think it's something that needs to be said. But what is the end result? The end result is that Mike Nelson gets persecuted, is forced to kneel and apologize and grovel. The end result is that SJWs get a great big victory and get to run the bases and say, we got another guy to bend the knee. The end result is that Comicsgate comes out and kicks Mike Nelson for this. And the end result is that Doug goes, poor me. Poor me. Buy my book. Poor me. These guys, there's just no room for Bible-believing Christians in the world anymore. Just no room. I think it sucks. I think it sucks out loud. It really annoys me. Indeed, it does. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here, and we'll see how you feel. Now is the time for you guys to, tell me what's what. All right, Chris Sawyer, first of all, says, Zach's new book pitch sounded good. It won't be for everyone, but I was sold on it. Oh, yeah. I didn't even know this was happening. Zach's got a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of fires, a bunch of irons in the fire. This is called Do As You're Told, The Ballad of No, by your boy Zack. His 11th campaign. Does he have more campaigns than me? No, I had 12. He has 11. Okay. So your boy Zack has Do As You're Told, The Ballad of No comic book. A lunatic escapes from an insane asylum and finds America in 2020 to his liking. And amazingly, this has beautiful, quick artwork. You get to have one of these masks that say no. By the way, Taco Bell's in trouble today because somebody had one of these masks, one of their employees had one of these masks that said Black Lives Matter on it. And he got fired for bringing politics into the workplace. SJWs are pissed about that. There's a lot of situations here where, SJWs are scoring major victories. And I think in a way we're handing them these victories. Anyway, here is, wow, look at this super quick but beautiful artwork by Kelsey Shannon. Sometimes I just have to slow down and just look at this stuff. Kelsey is such a good storyteller. His stuff is just full of snap and likability. I always say that he reminds me of John Bogdanove, former Superman artist. And, he does. He actually said, yeah, I like that guy a lot. He was an influence on me. But that's what this looks like to me. This looks like a really good time. Zack is just asking for $10,000. Let's see if he's already gotten there. I'm sure he has by now, right? No, he's just $63 away from his goal of $10,000. If you don't mind taking a look at this and deciding if this is for you, book and pinup is $15. You can get that cloth mask for $20, combo pack for $30, and a 2-pack of the book for $30. Support your boy Zack as you always do. Zack is doing some political, look at this, ripped from the headlines kind of stuff right now. Ripped from the headlines. Here's an actual list of events that inspired this crazy story. Number 1, sword-wielding Dallas man beaten by mob after attempting to defend his favorite bar. Number 2, Salt Lake City man, Clint, threatens a crowd with a bow and arrow. McAllen man threatens protesters with a chainsaw. Brooklyn lawyers burn NYPD vehicle with Molotov cocktails. Activists call for riot Activist calls for riots and then cries to police when his neighborhood is attacked. An autonomous zone set up in Seattle where the police aren't allowed. And the media and government encouraging people to gather in large groups just days after shaming them for going to the beach. Zack says, my main challenge was to create a story that accurately portrays the times we live in without being outdone by some new form of lunacy. Speed was crucial to capture current events, but it's also part of the aesthetic necessary to capture the raw emotions of these trying times. So already complete, this 26-page black and white comic book was created in secret. Yeah, I didn't even know about it. I wrote to Zack last night. I said, why are you releasing comic books without telling me, dude? He's like, I would have promoted this for you. Tell me about this stuff. 26-page black and white comic book was created in secret while the events that inspired it unfolded. All art is complete. It's going to press July 2020. So it looks like Zack is doing something. Look at this. He's like, if you read Pandemic, this is in the same timeline. Do As You're Told is in the same timeline as Pandemic. And it's all leading to a crossover event titled Theosophy, which sounds crazy. Theosophy. Okay, Zack, go do your thing. This is crazy. He's getting these like short mini comics up there. These kind of like short stories. There we go. We just beat the fixed goal. Can always count on you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird out there. I don't want to even I don't even want to endure it. It's a crazy world right now. I don't want to think about it. I don't watch the news. I'm trying to protect my own sanity right now. SJW comments are so cringe, says Neat. Well, they're all the same. You know, they're all the same. They're all going to go, oh, thank you so much. Or one thing they all say to each other is like, I'm so sorry you're going through this. It's worth, it's worth parodying how silly it is. Joe says, get off of Twitter. Nah, I'm still not there yet. I think about it every single day. I think about Zack saying get off of Twitter. It's like better for your mental health. Well, yeah, but is it better for, promoting your comics? I think you do need to be on Twitter. I think you kind of need to be on Twitter every single day. I, promote my books. Every single day I promote upcoming projects. I can do more of that on YouTube, sure, but I still think Twitter is kind of important. Let me see. Dr. Coffin says, disappointed in Mike Nelson. I doubt that SJWs could have brought down riff tracks. I liked Audio Mullet, but Mike hasn't been on there for a while. What is Audio Mullet? Is that Doug TenNapel's show? Yeah. Robert says, yeah, but Zack is disappearing. Yeah, I know. You don't hear of much. Like Zack was great on Twitter, but I understand. I mean, it really is just for somebody like Zack who makes rules for himself. Like, I'm not going to block people. And I mean, they all came after Zack in a big swarm. I wish I had kept more of his Twitter posts because his tweets were really, really good. They were spot on. He was great at just slam dunking on SJWs. I used to be in absolute awe of him. But he said it made him feel ugly inside and all that stuff. And I completely understand that. So does Zack know about mute, says Sheila. Yeah, but look, Zack's evolving. Like, Zack is kind of saying stuff like everything is wrong right now. He's like, this isn't comics, this is cruelty. Last time I spoke to him, he's just like, this is just cruelty. I just want to do comics, And I admire that. I think that's an admirable way of retreating from the culture war. I don't want to. I've seen enough blood. I've seen enough ugliness. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to retreat, and I want to do my own comics. And that's cool. Except we're at a very pivotal time in our culture, and I don't think people like Zack should be off of social media. I think his voice needs to be heard loud and clear, and it is going to be painful, but if you care about comics, now is the time to speak. Sheila says he's not wrong. No kidding. We've seen it. Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how gay do you feel today, Ethan? So 10 is like super gay, and 1 is not gay at all. I don't feel that gay today. I was watching The Doors. That's why I got dressed up a little bit. I kind of put on my black wig to look like a little bit more like Jim Morrison. So that I feel like a 2, maybe a 2, and understand that, I'm entirely heterosexual. Absolutely no interest in men at all. None. I don't, whatever you want to do your thing, but it's not for me. Elton John out of, let's see, Shawnee says, you're a solid 8.5. Oh, bullshit. Be quiet. Let's see. Viraday says, Uncle E, when are you going to give us the costume we truly want and dress like Liberace? I'll be honest with you. I can't find any of that. I look all the time. I look on the internet for like those big furry capes with, gems on them or whatever, like rhinestones. I can't find, like, there's nowhere to get one. I got something close to that coming. It's on order. I don't know when it's going to get here. It's being custom made. But it isn't what I want. I would love to just look, I would love to dress like Liberace for my live streams. Just to let people know that, all of this success isn't going to my head. That's what I want to check out. That's what I want to decide. All right, let me see or suggest. Furry capes, nothing furry, Ethan. No. Fur lined, like not furry like furries. Let's see. Matt Becker says Twitter is spiritual poison. Yeah, I think on Twitter, like Twitter wants you to be the worst version of yourself possible. I mean, here's the thing, like on Twitter, you sit there and you get some obscene, horrible message from someone who doesn't know you that absolutely hates you. And what your thought process is, how can I hurt this person's feelings as hard as I can, using however many, 200, characters? I mean, that's not good. That's not good for society. It's much better to actually sit there and have a conversation and work things out. But Twitter encourages you to be a dick. And I don't mind, I'll be a dick. I like the challenge of trying to hurt someone's feelings in 200 characters or less. That's good. It is a challenge. But it isn't good for people, I guess. It just isn't good for people. Amit Reina says, you should promote on Instagram. I have an Instagram, but I don't get Instagram. I don't understand what's good about Instagram. It's just a picture. You show people a photograph, right? You just show people an image. How is that something that is better than Twitter? Because I can show 4 images on Twitter at a time and say what I want about it. I can take selfies in my cute outfits. Says women belong in women belong in refrigerators. What is going? Let's see. People love picture content. That's probably true too. All right. Well, maybe I'll get more into Instagram. It's one of the social medias that I have. I actually had Hunter running it for a little while for me because he really likes Instagram. I didn't do much with it, and I don't know how to use it. So, but maybe I will. Who knows? Twitter is trash. Let's see. Ethan, can you do a blacklight picture with Cyberfrog's metal all chromium? It wouldn't be blacklight though, Hans. See, the thing about blacklight is that they take an image that you've done and they break it down into fluorescent colors, day glow colors. So they can't really do chrome, and the chrome wouldn't really light up. I think the Salamandroid piece came out really, really good on blacklight. But I don't think that everything. I will do. I might do a Cyberfrog poster just to kind of make it complete. But Andrea is kind of like, hey, let's get out of the poster business. She doesn't like posters. She doesn't like the prospect of rolling them all up. She doesn't like you got to shove them in the little plastic baggie and then put them in the tube. And then too often they get damaged along the way. She thinks the shipping is too expensive. And I agree with her on that. We use stamps.com now, so we know exactly how much everything costs to ship. And it's obscene. You're shipping a poster. And you're shipping a poster for $20 or something, $25, and the shipping is like $30. to Europe, and then it shows up damaged. It's too complicated, she's like, I don't know if it's worth it. So we might get out of the poster business a little bit, and if we do posters, there'll be freebies and giveaways. I took a meeting yesterday about for the Fans Fest. I should tell you guys. And they're going to come up with the logo. That is definitely happening. There's some people who were saying things like, well, because of the war campaign situation and the current crisis within, Comicsgate, the kind of the fight and the silliness that's going on, does that mean the For the Fans Fest is canceled? No, it's on, and it's going to be bigger than ever. Initially we thought that there were going to be about 500 people coming. I think that we can upgrade that estimate to about 5,000 now. Comfortably. We'll get everybody to come, all of the big YouTubers and their followings, as many of the big creators and artists that we can, a raffle to figure out which small creators can get their way paid. I really like it if, people who can't really afford a flight and hotel get treated like royalty, the royal treatment. They get a big gigantic suite, and they get a nice spot, in Artist Alley, and they get their flight paid for, that kind of thing. That's what I want, the money to go to, and also a big Flint Flossie concert, El Hombre says, please allow War Campaign to attend. Everybody's invited. Everybody could come. There's nobody who's going to be excluded from this. All you have to do is buy a ticket. That's a big ball pit, says Kraken of the Sea. There will be no ball pit. I do want to I want to get a hall, and I want to put on a concert. I would love it if, Backwards, Eric July's band plays. I would like it if Flint Flossie's there and he plays. I would like it if Fabio does one of his songs. If we can get Fabio there. Fabio costs $20,000. That's how much they want, to get him to do an appearance. I think we can do that. But, it's all going to be about how much the total that we raise. How we spend it, where it goes. This is all, these are all final decisions that, and by the way, I'm not, it's like I'm involved with this, but I'm not taking any money. I do not want to be paid at all for this. This money should not go to me. I don't want this to be something that I profit from. They want Andrea to profit from this. They want Andrea to be the guest relations, and she's like, I don't want to. She's like, I don't want to do guest relations. What, I got to do flight and hotel for 50 people? I don't know if I can do that. Not with Ava. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Somebody else can do it. There are a lot of people in Comicsgate that are good at this kind of thing. Charlie's London says, how are you guys doing? We're doing good. Jude Vanillian says, don't waste money on Fabio. I don't know. Might be fun. Hope Ethan does some b-boy dancing. No doubt I will. Geek Chorus for entertainment. That's a great idea. We'll do an opening act with Geek Chorus. All of this stuff, and we can do whatever we want. Let's see. Ethan deserves a little something for his hard work. No, I'm coming with stuff to sell. I plan to profit from the show, but not profit from the crowdfund. I plan to bring an exclusive comic and some stuff to sell, and I hope to make a lot of money there, just like everyone else. But I don't want to profit from putting the show together. Not the first year anyway. Let's make sure maybe the second year. After we know what to expect, then I'll make it more of a part-time job. Morning Caesar, good to see you this morning. Good to see you too, 200 Watt Studio. I took my wig off, which is now I look like a normal person. Let's see, Steely Dan, what? Let's see, Angry Bandling says, can you get Zack to show up for the Fans Fest, EVS? I bet you I can't. I bet you I can't. Zack, we almost got Zack to come out with us right before. All right, here's the thing. We were going to do a Rat Pack, kind of boys' night out in Atlantic City. Just a lost weekend of debauchery, booze, and, gambling. Dan Fraga was coming. Your boy Zach, Biggins was going to be there. Cecil was going to be there. Malin was invited, but I don't think he was able to arrange it. We all had our plane tickets ready to go. And Zach was like, will you pick me up at the airport? It was going to be so cool. I was going to get to meet Zach and drive him from Philadelphia to Atlantic City. So we would have had some good time to hang out, bro time. And then, the fucking pandemic happened and the whole thing fell apart. And Zack, who got up his courage to do this, because Zack has trouble. Like, Zack doesn't really want to hang out, He got up his courage to do this. Now he's like, I don't want to do that. He changed his mind. So, I don't know. Can I get Zack to come to the show? I guess, like, all of his friends working together will have to convince him to show up and sign some autographs. Yeah, he, it's gonna be tough to do that. He is. He's a master of hermeticism. Let's see. Can I get a happy birthday for myself, brother? Hail. Happy birthday, Battle Droid. Many more. All right. So this is why I don't want to pay attention to what's going on in the world. I just can't. We got drug dealing supervillains that are running around in Chaz. Chaz is the fake city that SJW's built. This is a drug dealing costume supervillain. His name is Phoenix Jones. He's an famous ex-vigilante. Is it vigilante? Vigilante, I should say, not Lanty. What? Just be Jersey, Ethan. Stop trying to fuck with your accent. Famous ex-vigilante Phoenix Jones has turned to evil and is confronting the Seattle superheroes, handling law enforcement in the Chaz. Look at him. In the Chaz. Who named it Chaz? I hate everyone so much right now. Can I just tell you? This is what I like. Hold on, I'm going to look at this article really quick. Antifa reportedly chased out by out of town by Hell's Angels. God bless the Hell's Angels. These guys are doing... It's funny. Hell's Angels are doing the Lord's work. All right, so let's go back to this. Somebody sent me this article. I don't even know what this website is here, but... a former vigilante... I did it again. A former vigilante... named Phoenix Jones appears to have reemerged in Seattle's lawless Capitol Hill autonomous zone as a supervillain. Do we need real-life superheroes and supervillains? Do we need them? Phoenix Jones was previously a member of the Seattle Superheroes, a league of costume social justice vigilantes who appear to have taken over law enforcement within the zone following the abolition of the police there. However, he has since left the group and allegedly embraced a new identity as a rampantly misogynistic drug lord. I like that identity better. A rampantly misogynistic drug lord. I mean, come on now. Look at him. F bitches get money. Investigative journalist Jack Posobiec, who has been reporting from within the Chaz. Why are you in the Chaz? Jack Poso, why are you in the Chaz with these people? Get out of there. I can't imagine anything worse than any of this. This has got to be the worst situation imaginable. You know what? Every progressive election year is going to be worse and worse and worse. These people, God, every 4 years they're going to act like this. What's it going to be like at the end of November? I'm going to be trying to launch and promote Rainbow Brute. That's going to be the only hope of everyone. Like, everyone is going to have to be happy. Despite the fact that the world is burning and people are on CNN saying there's going to be blood spilt over this election, at least Rainbow the Brute is going to be on Indiegogo. You can back it today. I'll say, don't worry. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly or something like that. Back Rainbow the Brute. Of course. That'll bring happiness to people, I think, while this is all going down. Here's Jack Poso. He says, they said one of the former members was named Phoenix Jones. He's now evil and threatening women. And he wears black and gold armor. This is kind of like, this is a bit like Flash Rebirth in a way, I guess. Or Emerald Twilight, Like the superhero turned evil. Now he's threatening women. And he changed his armor to black and gold. Now he looks like, what's his name? Black Adam. Posobiec says, I saw a guy dressed like that earlier Sunday night during the auto shop mob. Kiro 7 News reports that on Sunday night, a suspect wielding a box cutter attempted to use hand sanitizer to set the car tender auto shop, which is located outside of the Chaz, on fire. Is hand sanitizer? It's alcohol, right? It's flammable. So you can set fire to things with hand sanitizer. That's pretty bitchin'. I never. If you took a bottle of hand sanitizer and squirted it in front of a lighter, what would happen? Be like a flamethrower, or what would happen? Don't try it, but like, what would happen? It has to dry, not very well. It's alcohol. Yeah. Clean fire, like sanitary fire. And maybe I will try it. Ben Farrell says kaboom. I don't think it's explosive. You know, don't do it, people are saying. Don't do it. I'm going to do it with my right hand. I'll blow my right hand off just to prove a point about Chaz. The suspect went on to steal cash and car keys from the premises before being detained by the shop owner. The police department subsequently ignored those 911 calls. 911 is a joke. It's a joke. By shop owner to collect the suspect. Ultimately, an armed mob of rioters, which Posobiec alleges included Phoenix Jones, stormed the auto shop and freed the arsonist. This makes me want to go there and become a superhero and fight Phoenix Jones. Posobiec also provided the following video footage of an interaction between onlookers and the Seattle superheroes. Let's take a look at this. Hold on a second. I gotta put the audio on before we do that. I wasn't intending to show a video, but we're lucky. We're fortunate. There is a video here. So what is going on? Hold on a second. I don't know if you can still hear me. Can you guys hear me? My Google Chrome is acting up. And it's slowing things down. I think you can still hear me. Hurry up, Google Chrome. Every single day is a waking nightmare. Yes, you can. Okay, all right. My screen has turned kind of gray, and it's cycling as I try to share my screen. Every day is like this. I can't just have a single day where things go exactly the way that I want. It's crazy. This is terrible. All right, people are saying that they can't hear me. Some people are saying yes. Sheila Allen says, unplug your Chrome from the wall. Some people can hear me. Other people can't. What a disaster. What is this right here? All right, hold on a second. All right, so if that's how we're, if everything's going to be a problem, I'm going to unpin. Wait, Google Chrome. Let me see here. Yeah, you know what? Like, all right, Google Chrome is not responding. Close the program. I will, and then I'll come right back. Add to stream. Okay, I'm back. Let me get rid of this fake Ethan. Remove the fake Ethan. Hi, no, I'm back. Don't worry, guys. Some of you were very concerned, but I am back. Okay, let's try to watch this video again without any interference. For goodness sakes. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this video together. Boom. So we got some superheroes here. I want to fight these superheroes.
Wow, that's actually insane. It's not something I thought I knew. I just know from like one internet video.
I mean, it's nice and silent. Is it quiet?
Wait, are you
talking about that little guy, Phoenix?
No, the big guy.
What's the situation? Sorry, I just heard him run out.
Oh, just like
and kills people, then we're here to deal with it. Sure.
We're here to deal with that.
Hey, Red, what's going on, man? I just caught the tail end of that.
Oh, nothing. We're just out here keeping people safe. If you see Phoenix Jones, let us know.
Who's Phoenix Jones?
He's the other guy who used to be a superhero and still rolls around.
Well, how's he?
Shit, I hate everyone so much. Can I just tell you? I hate everyone. We're just trying to keep everyone safe from Phoenix Jones. He's a superhero, but he's turned evil, and we're here to protect people. If you see Phoenix Jones, please let us know.
What's that?
How does he dress?
I guess black and gold.
Like, oh yeah. I saw him earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was here earlier.
What about the wizard?
Well, what's
Wizard? I don't know, wizard.
Well, what's Phoenix Jones's deal?
He's gotten into a lot of trouble. I'll say that on camera.
Okay.
Y'all stay safe, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your help. Thanks for your help. Appreciate it. You guys, you're doing great work out there on the streets. We need more superheroes like you. Bring these guys to justice. Dudes out here for fucking camera cred. You know what I'm saying? Seattle superhero leader Red Ranger. That guy's name was Red Ranger. Red Ranger. Told the crowd when he asked about Phoenix Jones, some women who are here tell us that he victimized them in the past. A lot of women being victimized, everyone. Here's the thing. A lot of women are being victimized. A lot of them. All right, so we were all disappointed because he was like the face of us somehow. Red Ranger's sidekick, Spirit Fox, added. Red Ranger and Spirit Fox to the rescue. Now we're trying to make everyone see that we're not all about him. Red Ranger then implied that Phoenix Jones was out to commit violence, and he issued him a warning. If he hurts and kills people, we're here to deal with that, Red Ranger continued. Posobiec then turned to Red Ranger and began conversing with him. If you see Phoenix Jones, let us know, said Red Ranger. He's the other guy who used to be a superhero. Still rolls around. He's gotten into a lot of trouble. I'll say that on camera. Red Ranger continued before walking away. Oh my God, I always wanted a Red Ranger BB gun. Now I want one even more. This guy's a star. According to MyNorthwest.com, the MMA trained Jones. This guy's a mixed martial artist. Retired as a vigilante last year. He's decided to make his return following the formation of the Chaz in downtown Seattle. Well, yes, of course. Now's his moment. Oh, Red Rider, guys, not Red Ranger. My bad. All right, yeah, you're right. So this guy has nothing. This guy doesn't even have a BB gun named after him. Fuck this guy. Red Ranger, he's one of the Power Rangers, right? Is there a Red Ranger in the Power Rangers? There must be. Captain Chokeout says, I'm crying. I'm legit crying. I'm listening in the background. I legit thought you was talking about an SJW comic book. I'm fucking dead. Yeah, this is for real. This is no comic book. This is real life, Captain Chokeout. Captain Chokeout, why don't you go over there? Become Captain Chokeout and choke these bitches out. This guy's out there victimizing women. This guy's victimizing women. And if he hurts and kills people, Spirit Fox is going to kick his ass. Spirit Fox. All right, so I'm out of retirement, Jones wrote on social media. Streets need me. Streets, they need me. Yeah, the club scene's mine. You don't believe me? Seattle, hold it together. I'm on my way. He's on his way, guys. Damn, this is badass. This is badass. Why can't I be like that? Why can't I say Marlton needs me and dress like that, you know? Wow, that would be so awesome. I gotta be like that. Why? I gotta find my superhero origin. The streets of Marlton need me. The Pine Barrens. The Pine Barrens of Marlton, New Jersey are overrun with crime. They need me there. Yeah. The Pine Barrens are overrun. Why can't I do that? Why aren't you guys doing it? Why aren't you guys doing it? Oh my God. Yeah. I just feel like we could do something together if we all got together. You know, let's get together and let's do something. You guys, come along with me. And let's go down to Chaz. Who will come with? Captain Chokeout, will you join me? Will you join me, Captain Chokeout? I need you to. This is going to be us. We're going to go down there like this.
Folks, man, I got this, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to Chaz, everyone. Let's bring it. Campy rock. Yeah. We're coming for you, Spirit Fox. We're coming for you, Red Ranger. Jacking my foes. You can call a judge. I ain't going to court. Call a judge. Hello, judge. Hello, Judge. Ethan and Captain Chokeout are going to Chaz to beat the living shit out of Spirit Fox and Red Ranger. Because they're getting in the way of a real hero. A real vigilante who's needed on the streets of Chaz. Will you do something about it? Ain't gonna budge. Not for nothing. The streets, they need me. They need me and Captain Chokeout right now. That's what we got to do, guys. I'm never going to stop the puffin'. Not for nothing. Guys, I am never going to stop the puffing. Not for nothing. These streets, they need me. Yeah, that's where we're going to go, guys. We're on our way. I want to find out more information about this, to be honest with you. Let's see. All right. So anyway, that's us. We're going down there to fight Phoenix Jones. You can either join us or you can stay here like losers and do absolutely nothing. Let's take a look and see a little more information about Phoenix Jones. He says, I'm out of retirement. Streets need me. Seattle, hold it together. I'm on my way. He went on to express support for the Chaz. The Chaz Army is a group exercising their right to free speech and to open carry firearms, he added. They're open carrying firearms in Seattle. I'm only going to stop crimes that put people in danger, medical calls, and theft of personal property. Based on his comments, Jones appears to suggest he's still a superhero. He sounds like a good guy to me. This guy sounds like a good guy. I don't know why they're saying he's a bad guy. He sounds like a good guy. Look what he said he's going to do. He's all for the Second Amendment. That's a good guy. He's only there to stop crimes that put people in danger. If you're in danger, this guy's going to save you. You have a medical call? I don't know. He's going to, don't know. He's going to give you some first aid. He's going to give you some first aid. And the theft of personal property. If somebody steals your shit, he is going to get your shit back. This guy's awesome. Eric McIntyre says he's a bad guy because he's not a homosexual. Where did you read that? It seems to be very much homosexual to me. This guy's clearly a homosexual. You know. Oh, because he's victimizing women? You think that's a heterosexual crime? I can't be sure. I don't know what victimizing means. What does it mean, victimizing women? So based on these comments, Jones appears to suggest that he's still a superhero. However, the Seattle Times reported in January, that's like his Daily Bugle. You know, the Seattle Times is the Daily Planet to Phoenix Jones. By the way, why is he in Seattle if his name's Phoenix Jones? That really bothers me. Move to Arizona, douchebag. All right, so they reported in January that following his retirement as a superhero, Phoenix Jones, Docs, his real name is Ben Fodor, had become a notorious drug dealer. This is actually kind of a redemptive arc for him. You know. On Monday, Fodor was charged with 2 counts of violation of the Uniform Controlled Substances Act. So, that doesn't mean his superhero uniform. You know, it just means, look, Controlled Substance Act, VUXA. The first charge is for allegedly selling MDMA, which is the street drug known as ecstasy or Molly. So he sold a little ecstasy like that. Teenagers take that at clubs, don't they? Like what? He sold it to an undercover agent in November, delivering the drugs in a paper bag to a downtown Starbucks. The second, I can't even get Cecil to bring me a mushroom. Cecil takes shrooms. I'm like, bring me a shroom. He won't do it. Meanwhile, you've got like heroes, superheroes, delivering Molly to undercover agents in Starbucks. Why won't Cecil bring me some shrooms? How hard is that? Why is that too much to ask of my friends? Me here, you there says teenagers take that in clubs, right? Ethan sounds like an old man. I am an old man. It's a good thing I sound that way. All right, the second charge alleges he showed up at a Seattle hotel with Berenstain in January with cocaine that they thought they were selling to a group of women. But it was baby powder. That's how he victimizes women. I understand. Agents seized 4 grams of, it was real, of cocaine packaged for street sales, along with a scale and empty bindles with suspected cocaine residue in a tackle box Fodor was carrying. Charges say many of Jones' former fans were deeply disappointed at the time. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, said YouTube commentator Bamalam. Why don't you shut up, Bamalam? This guy's got a long way to go before he becomes a villain. Look at him. There he is. Holy shit. What is this here? I don't want to sign up for that. There he is. Why would you call this guy a supervillain? This guy's clearly a hero. You know, he's got to comb his box. He's got that kid and play box going on here. And it's out, probably because he's got out of court or something like that. Or no, he just got out of jail. He's being charged. He looks happy to me. He looks like a good guy. You know what? Like Captain Chokeout, why don't we team up with this guy? I think honestly, Spirit Fox and Red Ranger are probably the bad guys. I mean, even in this picture, there's subliminal messages. One way with an arrow pointing to him, to Phoenix Jones. He wore his fucking superhero costume to court. Oh, this guy is a hero. Ben Fodor's alter ego, Phoenix Jones, was the leader of the city's Rain City superhero movement and would don a black and gold costume with a mask and fake 6-pack abs, bitch. You should talk, Sarah. Do some sit-ups like me. And insert himself into incidents of street violence. Once dousing a group of people with pepper spray. Oh, I got to see that. Is that on video? Oh, no. Here we go. Seattle's superhero Phoenix. I'm down the rabbit hole with Phoenix Jones here. Seattle's superhero Phoenix Jones bound for court. Dude, this guy's a badass. Look at him. Can I see that bigger? Let me see here. Blow that picture up. Yeah, look at him. Ben Fodor, dressed as the self-described superhero Phoenix Jones, with protesters at Westlake Park during a rally in 2011. So he's been around for a while. I have no choice but to admire this gentleman. All right, I'm ready to join Captain Chokeout in an effort to defeat this guy's enemies. I truly think they're up to no good. There's no evidence this guy's killing people. Why did they say that this guy's killing? They're like, he's out there. If he's killing people, then we're here to stop him. If you see Phoenix Jones, you tell us. Phoenix Jones is the ya boy Zack of superheroes. Mark Alcatraz says, looks like he can't turn his head. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. Everyone in the chat really admires him. E-Production says, that's because they're racist bigots. Yeah. Alec Munoz says, I hate all of these people. Yeah, that's probably a safe bet, It's probably safe to just hate all of these people uniformly, but you can show more interest in some of them than others of them. And I'm just saying, if I'm going there to fight against these people, I am on superhero Phoenix Jones. I'm on his side. I'm not on Spirit Fox's side. I will scissor kick Spirit Fox right in the fucking face. Let me lose a few more pounds. Danny Galaxy says, I hate them so very much. Yeah. All right. While self-proclaimed crime fighter Phoenix Jones contends he was breaking up a fight, Seattle police arrested the leader of the Rain City superhero movement early Sunday after he allegedly doused a group of people with pepper spray. The costume Jones, he's only 23 years old. Or he was then, right? When was this? This is 2011. So do the math really quick. Now he's 32. Was arrested on suspicion of 4th-degree assault just before 3 a.m. No wonder he retired. Superheroing is a young man's game. When he was 23, it was pretty easy to, do backflips and douse people in pepper spray. But at 32, his bones ache a little bit more, 32, you're getting up there. So, time to retire. But you know what? The streets need him. The streets need him. Guys, he's come out of retirement because the streets need him. They do. It's time. It's time. Yeah. You don't believe me? Can't be rocked. We hot. Okay, all right. Everybody's getting concerned. People are like, you're going to get a strike. Of course I am. I'm used to it. Guys, I play music all the time for you guys. I'm not in this for the profit. I'm not in it for profit. This is a not-for-profit effort to educate you people. Stop it. Stop worrying about it. All right, thank you. All right, so here's what I want to find out next. Rain City superhero movement. What I want to find out next is the other heroes in the Rain City superhero movement. Rain City superhero movement. By the way, that came up really quick. It's on Wikipedia. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get some pictures here. Rain City superhero movement. Seattle-based. No, that wasn't good enough. Hold on. Let's hit this right here. You guys aren't going to believe this. All right, so here's what we're up to. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. All right. Everybody settle down. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you something kind of disturbing, and I don't want you to panic. Trust your Uncle Ethan. Okay? Don't panic. Here's a picture of Phoenix Jones with James Gunn. Phoenix Jones and James Gunn. So what, right? That doesn't mean anything. He just met James Gunn. It doesn't mean anything. So what if he met James Gunn? What is this? Slate.com. Seattle is overrun. Oh. Seattle is overrun with people who dress up like superheroes and cause trouble. That's because, okay, I saw this movie before. All right, so Rainn Wilson, he's in a movie that's kind of about this situation. All right, so this is why. Well, when you dress up like a superhero, the benefits are you get to hang out with convicted pedophiles, or not convicted, but, you know, and not necessarily, I mean, alleged, I should say. Alleged pedophiles that work at Disney. And then this guy, too. And this guy. You get to hang out with stars. There's every reason to do this. Let me look at this here. Can I get a picture? Look at all these heroes. Oh, right here. This is it. Right here. This is badass. Why won't this open up? All right, let me see. This better not be porn. Oh my God, dude. All right, so Captain Chokeout, this is what we're up against right now. I didn't know this, but evidently Phoenix Jones has a camera taped to his head. He's got a camera on his head. Look at this dude. All right, so we got him. We got Gay Magneto. We've got this Spider-Man guy in a hoodie. We've got we've got Ass Master over here. Who are these other guys? This is a problem. I mean, if we would definitely be at war if we went to Seattle. Crossbones, Gay Nito. Oh my God. How do we do it? How do we, this guy's got a cross on his face here. This guy over here, these guys, they just look like regular Antifa. But these guys here are pretty impressive. You know. I really want to beat them all up. I want to die. Oh my God. Oh. Captain Chokeout's like I'm here and I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Oh. We got to do this. I don't know if we can coexist with these people. I feel like we do need to. I feel like we do need to go there and pick a fight with them. It's the new Guardian Angels. Yeah. Remember the Guardian Angels? You know. They had some dignity though, as opposed to these guys. Ethan, draw this wall. I mean, can't. Can someone tell Ethan that Jones is all over YouTube? Is he fighting on YouTube? All right, hold on. Now we're in real trouble. I didn't even mean to talk about this today. I wanted to show you guys Unforgettable Tales, but now I'm in real trouble because all I can think about is this shit. Phoenix Jones arrested. Hold on a second. Phoenix Jones visits the UK. Oh yeah, there's lots of footage of him. Phoenix Jones versus Karos Fodor. What? All right, hang on. So Phoenix Jones actually is an MMA fighter. There is footage of him fighting. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I want to fight him now. Let's find out if I want to fight him. I'm not afraid, you know. I do what I do for justice, for the sake of justice. Phoenix Jones. Let me take a look at this real quick. I'm going to get in trouble for showing that, I'm pretty sure. All right, let me see something else. Oh, the Phoenix gets nose broken.
Phoenix Jones calls himself a crime fighter. He's the man who dresses up and patrols the streets at
Whoa.
night.
I endanger my life with a reason and a purpose.
But a man held him at gunpoint Saturday night while another kicked him and broke his nose.
It's under my eye over here on this.
I can see your eye, it's all swollen. And now police say enough is enough. Someone's going to end up dead.
Don't insert yourself into those situations. If you see something, call 911.
I don't think you should say insert yourself, you know. Because when you say insert yourself, I think about, you know, your penis. You know, don't insert yourself equals your penis. So he's saying don't insert yourself into this situation. That's kind of how I hear what he's saying.
It happened in Seattle's Belltown.
They're all swearing at each other and like about to fight.
Phoenix broke up a brawl. One of the guys turned on him.
Here's a
He
reenactment.
started swinging on me and trying to start an altercation with me.
So Phoenix called 911, put the guy in a hold, and waited for police to arrive. But seconds later, Phoenix says another guy pulled a gun.
As I'm still holding this guy.
Why are you getting into fights on the street all the time? Oh, this guy, you know, there's a lot of violence on the streets of Seattle. Somehow this guy is always there. That's what a real superhero does. A real superhero is always there at the scene of crime and violence. This is incredible. This guy's always there to stop it somehow.
Down, and that's when
the second guy came up and said, I got a gun.
Yeah.
Phoenix claims it's no big deal. But what happened here the other day is exactly what police are afraid was going to happen.
You don't say. This guy's the police. What do you want? The police wears the police wears a Mr. Rogers sweater. What do you expect? What do you expect from Seattle? The citizenry has to rise up and take control as vigilantes because the police looks like this. I was afraid this was going to happen. I was afraid there was going to be superheroes. I was afraid the superheroes would lead to violence if everyone could just stop. Just stop. Let's go to picture.
They insert themselves into...
Stop saying that. Stop saying insert themselves, sir. Sir, stop saying insert themselves.
a potentially volatile situation, and then they end up being victimized as well.
You could be... They end up being victimized. This guy's inserting himself into volatile situations, and he ends up getting victimized himself. See, that's what I'm concerned about, this guy being victimized. I don't want him to be victimized. I want him to be a champion of justice.
Be dead.
Maybe.
Police worry Phoenix's recent taste of fame pushes him to put himself in harm's way. After we went on patrol with Phoenix in November, people on the streets stop him for autographs and photos. But Phoenix claims none of that motivates him.
You know, I train for these situations. I don't just come out willy-nilly and just run on the streets.
I can't. Oh. EVS should do a Green Lantern-ish comic called Sunbeam. Magical sun ring and everything. That would be my superhero identity, actually. Sunbeam. I didn't even think of that. I will be the human Sunbeam. And the implication is that I use fire. I set fire to shit. It'll be different than you guys thought. When you guys started calling me the human Sunbeam, which is, by the way, I don't know if, you know, can anybody in the chat, does anybody in the chat remember where I got the name Human Sunbeam and where it came from? Are there any like people in the chat who've been with the channel so long that you remember where Human Sunbeam came from? It'd be interesting to see if anyone knows. This is the kind of thing that would win you a prize if I had prizes to give you. You know, no clue. Some people don't know. Yeah, you had to be here for a while. Here you go. Lord Adrian Stone. He says, you got it from a Rose Tico article, EBS. That is right. That is correct. People were saying, this woman was saying, why is Rose Tico being attacked by people? She's so nice. She's basically a human sunbeam. And I said, I want to be a human sunbeam too. And I want people to call me human sunbeam. And eventually they did. Jack Ash says, who cares? Well, I mean, just don't know, don't care, says Lord Virus R. Well, I mean, Men of Ray of Hope says it was last year. It wasn't that long ago. Well, look, okay, all right. No need to get hostile. So basically, what I wanted to do was I wanted to steal the compliment of a very kind young lady, and I wanted to. Well, you guys don't have to say that. This is this is deep lore. Yeah, it is. It is fairly deep lore. Yeah, Rose did this. Yeah, you don't have to be this mean. Your nose is funny. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with why I am called Human Sunbeam. Not at all. Not at all. Well, how do I feel about all of this knowledge? How do you guys feel about it? How do you guys feel knowing that Seattle is run amok with weirdos dressed like superheroes? Escapist Entertainment's happy. He's like, I got married yesterday. That's nice. Congratulations. Congratulations. You guys feel better about it? People Circus says, it seems so long ago. Jabba says, you're the human slime ball. Jabba the cock. You know what? I just want Jabba the cock every now and then to say something to cheer me up, and he never does. Captain Cho'Gath is delighted by all this. He's like, to be honest, I still can't believe it's real. It's real. It is real. You know, that is what's going on. Let's see. Because you pee rainbows, says Jack Ash, and you poop sherbet. Not sherbet, sherbet. That's the ice cream thing. I used to say, everybody used to say sherbet, but it's sherbet. Do a comic on this madness, Uncle Ethan, says Disruptive Innovator. I'd rather tell frog stories, but it is interesting. Hammer says Ethan's bald, reflective head is the human sunbeam. No, that's not what... It was about my personality. About my sunny, happy disposition. Captain Cho'Gath says, this could never happen in the UK. Now, I think we coddle people over here in the United States a bit too much. I gotta admit, I think we might. I think we might be coddling these weirdos. Do As You're Told, the Ballad of No comic book from your boy Zack, which launched yesterday, is now, wow, all right, guys, $10,872. It's rocking and rolling. Make sure to support your boy Zack's Do As You're Told, the Ballad of No, drawn by the great Kelsey Shannon. And you wonder where Kelsey Shannon has been because he's not been on the Jack Show for a long time. He's drawing this. He's drawing this for your boy Zack. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. The whole thing about this was I wanted to show you guys some stuff. And I don't even know if I feel like it. I don't even know if I feel like it anymore. I was pretty excited and revved up yesterday. In 2 weeks, I'm getting the Cyberfrog plushie prototype, so I'm going to be able to show you guys. And I'm going to, I'll probably reject it and send it back and say, nope, this isn't good enough, but at least I'll have the prototype to show you guys. I'll say, look, we're definitely getting a little Cyberfrog stuffed animal. And you guys will be like, I wanted a Cyberfrog stuffed animal, Ethan. Thank you for doing that. You're welcome. It's just one of the things that I do. I realized that the Cyberfrog children's book story that I want to tell, and I have an idea for it, but I just kind of said, I don't want to draw it. I want to actually hire some girl to draw it. Some girl to write it. 2 girls. I don't know why I think that. I feel like the story, because what I want somebody to paint pictures. I want somebody to do a little storybook that looks like the Cyberfrog plushie, based on that design that I did, half-assed. I want somebody to actually bring that to life and do a cutesy little Cyberfrog thing. And I picture, for some reason, when I picture the artist and the writer who are going to produce this comic or this storybook for and with me, I picture them as young ladies who would never, ever, ever associate with Comicsgate. I'm like, oh, so what did you do before? Well, I worked on My Little Pony. You know what I mean? I worked on the My Little Pony series. I can't even think of who I'm picturing, but I'm picturing somebody like that who does a lot of watercolor paintings of just gay things. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Look, I paint fairies and unicorns. Oh, good. You can paint Cyberfrog then. And then I get a girl to write it, and I tell her, like, this is what the story idea is. And then she writes it and makes it appropriate for 4-year-olds, 4 to 10-year-olds. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But I know that probably can't exist in reality. No, not pastels. I will say one thing. I will say no bisexual lighting. I mean, if it's literally pastels, then that's one thing. But, you know, then again, Scotty Richard Studios is doing a pretty good job of doing some pretty girly artwork shit for Cecil with his Dirtworm Doug book. It looks pretty girly to me. So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Those are my very intelligent thoughts about what I want to do with the Cyberfrog children's book. And in the meantime, you know, we're getting copies of. Oh, I got Vengeance of Vampirella featuring Cyberfrog. I got those books in. So Dynamite sent those over. Appreciative of that. So those are going to be going out to you guys. Those aren't even due to be fulfilled until October, but we're going to probably ship them, you know, within a month. You guys will have all that stuff. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. That'll be nice of me to do that. So in any case, I'm pretty excited because I got, you know, let me see here. Unforgettable. I got the Unforgettable interiors all wrapped up here. Kind of. It needs some work. It needs some work still. Look at this right here. This is the opening title page. Look how handsome I am. Am, not was, am. Can you guys see this? Let me blow it up a little more. All right, there we go. Listen to my essay. I'm going to read you my essay. Stop saying plushies are gay. They're not gay. They're for kids. You know. Here's my essay about this. There is no better way to get started in comics than to just get started in comics. Thank you. People say, how do I break into comics? There's no better way to get started in comics than to just get started in comics. So wise. Back in 1993, at the age of 19, I picked up a pen and a sheet of Xerox paper, and I began drawing what was to become Cyberfrog. I drew 1 page per day, inking and lettering each 1-to-1 scale page by hand, listening to grunge music, and dreaming of working in a booming comic book industry. Within a short period of time, I'd completed enough pages to make 4 or 5 comics, and I sent the best of that stuff to Holly Heroes Comics in Elkhart, Indiana. They were a new publisher, a new independent startup venture that focused on teenage talent. Everybody was in high school. Although publisher Alan Stewart didn't really get the appeal of quote-unquote Cyberfrog, I'm fortunate that Holly Heroes creators Matt Martin and Trent Kanuga loved it and convinced him to publish 2 issues. These 2 books are filled with nihilism, in-jokes, violence, and a clear love for what was coming out of Image Comics at that time. I grew up in South Jersey, across the bridge from Philadelphia, and was absorbing mainstream comics like Spawn, as well as underground punk rock zines and the Dead Milkmen, also Philadelphia people. Philadelphia. I got turned on to early Peter Jackson movies, which made extreme violence and gore humorous. And of course, I was still a kid, and I had a sick sense of humor. Not anymore. Not anymore. Cyberfrog wasn't fully developed as a character, and we didn't meet the rest of his cast like Heather Swain, Chelsyn, Salamandroid, or Rumblebee until Harris Comics purchased the rights to the comic book in 1996. He wasn't called Trick Ron yet, and didn't have a stated mission other than killing bad guys. But one thing has remained consistent from then all the way to now. This is the theme of Cyberfrog. Giant bugs eat hipsters until Cyberfrog intervenes. That's the plot, folks. That is definitely the plot. The success of the relaunch of Cyberfrog has allowed me the opportunity to do a George Lucas on the small press black and white newsprint treasures. I've hired Kyle Ritter to add sparkling color to these pages, and Eric Weathers professionally re-lettered the books as well. Very few other changes have been made. Han Solo still fired first, metaphorically speaking. This was my start in the comic book industry. Hopeful, silly, ambitious, dedicated to learning more. like Kelsey Shannon. I wanted to learn like Kelsey Shannon, who was very, very good. And he's in the chat. Hello, Kelsey. A very young Ethan Van Sciver versus comics at their height. Just forgive the countless mistakes and go with it. Thanks for joining me in these representations of my very first published comic books. And by the way, I made it plural, comic books, so I could use the same introduction twice. So I didn't have to write a second one. One for the first one, just one. How much more do I have to write? I don't have a lot to say. Thank you, Shane Zielinski. He's clapping. A lot of people are clapping for me right now. I appreciate it. Thank you. And here we go. Here is the first page. Look how beautiful this is. Look how well done. This was me, by the way. You'll notice my nose. That is me. That's what I looked like then. Yeah. Manhattan. A virtual breeding ground for scum and desperation, bad guys, and cliche comic book settings. Seriously, when was the last time a superhero was bitten by a radioactive wombat or something in Poughkeepsie or Enid, Oklahoma? You never see that. All of the steroid types in spandex turn up here. Look at these guys. These guys are bastards, man. And they're all white. They're all Caucasian. They're all Caucasian. Gang members are Caucasian in this issue here. This guy looks like Jesus the Lord Christ. Look at him struggle. Lean on him more, Ox. It's cracking me up. But that's in the corporate world of comic books. It's not real. This is now like, I mean, this is still so very Comicsgate. That shit is corporate. It's fake. This is real. And in this reality, you don't have to have superpowers and a Liberace suit to get on my nerves. It certainly would help, though. That's ironic now, since I'm sitting here looking for a Liberace suit on eBay unsuccessfully. Okie dokie, Viper. How's this? And then this poor nerd is like being choked out. Case in point, the unempowered side of the coin comes this crew of misanthropic cretins, 4 losers who call themselves Traffic. We've met before on unfriendly terms. It seems that I know all the scum-licking punks in this city. That's easily explained, you see. I'm a superhero, I think. Ooh, can I tweak his nose? These guys are dickheads. They want to tweak his nose. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, I got to throw a jam into Traffic. Like I've said before, I've dealt with these guys. They're grade A morons. Last time we met, I took pity on them. They begged for mercy in their own subliterate manner, and I let them go. Since then, they've been on a killing spree that would make Dahmer shudder. Boy, this is really Phoenix Jones. Phoenix Jones-esque. That, as well as being on the roof of a butcher shop, has inspired a new burst of creativity in me. Spelling error there. Eric, there's a little mistake there. And I think I'll be as nice this time. Here we go. In mere moments, I am done. Justice has been served a la carte, and all that's left behind are the pendulating corpses of my victims. We are hooked on phonics, it says. That's not nice. Most people probably don't remember the hooked on phonics reference. That was they literally are hanging from meat hooks. These guys, he killed them. And here's the guy he saved. This looks like everyone I went to high school with. Thanks a bunch. A surpassingly well-adjusted rescuee. That's sure surprising. Most people are afraid of the way I look. I'm Cyberfrog. Great job, Eric Weathers. Great job. Dark Crusader, Avenging Amphibian, Croaking Crime Fighter. Oh, all right. I'm just an ugly, cynical, froggish freak who hates cold, rainy weather and doesn't know why he exists. Huff. Cthulhu Toad says, death is too good for those nose tweakers. I agree with you. So we've got the whole book. This is the whole file here. Boom, 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 boom. I like this right here. Deathfly lives again. Deathfly. Hold on. Let me see what I'll say. Look at this. Here's Deathfly. Benjamin Riley takes to the air again as if he were born there. A freak show on wings. A hideous mockery of life. Obsessed with the lingering flavor of human flesh on his tongue. And with a hate-starved craving for more. It's been weeks since Ben's last kill, and that's given him plenty of time to choose new victims. Don't call me daughter. Oh my gosh, I love this song. Let's give the boy a hand for the 2 pinheads he chose. The guy's name is Darren Stewart. He's all-state chorus, a big Billy Joel fan, and the lead in the Basic High School's production of Guys and Dolls. The girl's name is Mariette Richards. She wears lip liner and likes Pearl Jam. Enough said. Devil's advocate. So they're morons. Does that justify murder? Yep. Boo dweebs, prepared to become an obscured statistic. Like, oh my gosh, Darren, that thing's like gonna eat us in junk. Shh, maybe it won't if I like talk to it or something. Stay here and be quiet, all right? Welcome to Earth, Martian sir. As an Earthling, it is truly an honor to make your acquaintance. That was so good, Darren. Really? Thanks. My guess is he doesn't like Earthlings, Mariette. Or maybe he saw you in Guys and Dolls, Darren. Look, he's got the Argyle socks. He's got Argyle socks. Geez, Mr. Martian, you must have been starved. You swallowed Darren whole. You know, you really should chew your food. I'm not a Martian, Mariette. I'm Ben Riley. Deathfly. Ew, you Ben Riley? Yeah, Ben Riley, that's my name. Yours is dessert. A short while later, that was pretty friggin' tasty. Except something's not agreeing with me. It's coming up. Patooey. No wonder I couldn't stomach it. Pearl Jam. It's a cassette tape of Pearl Jam. He choked on a cassette tape. You guys probably don't recognize these. In the old days, we had cassette tapes, and they looked like this, and it was Pearl Jam. Don't call me daughter. Yeah. Lord Adrian's son says, Ethan, I'm 37. You're a young man. You're a young man. All right, so it is mean. It is savage. You're all right about that. We scroll down some more, and we see Cyberfrog flicking his tongue out. Look at him. By the way, not all the bad guys are Caucasians. We do actually have Latinos being bad guys here. Let me show you. Hold on a second. Latinos. I write some Latino dialogue here. No, man, it's no trouble. No, wait, I'm giving you the money. Blam. Shouldn't have tried to trip that silent alarm, see? The guy's 17 years old. He's killing people for snack food at 7-Eleven. Cyberfrog comes in. He intervenes. He does what he has to do. And the guy goes, I be out, yo. I be out, yo. Okay, so he's out. All right, let me skip through the rest. I don't want to spoil this story, guys. But the guy is being out. And it ends with Cyberfrog drenched in blood. Extra point. Yeah. There's Ben Riley. All right, you got 4 bonus pages here. 4 bonus pages never before seen. And Cyberfrog Unforgettable Tales. Created, written, and illustrated by me. Colors by Kyle Ritter. Lettered by the great Eric Weathers. Thank you, Eric, for everything that you did to make this book happen. Missed out on Blood Honey? Fear not. Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Limited copies of the sensational return of Cyberfrog are available in limited quantities, plus bonus from previous campaigns. Get it all here, and there's the link to my eBay store right there. That's the address to my eBay store. So you can, if you missed out on Cyberfrog Blood Honey, then you can go there. News, reviews, commentary, and more. The definitive source for navigating pop culture in these dangerous times. Subscribe now. Comic Artist Pro Secrets, everyone. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. We're actually putting our own ads into our comics now. Very, very exciting. Very exciting. We can do whatever we want. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it ends with... Right, exactly. What Terra Rombat says that won't age well. Yes, it will. It will age well. Of course it will. All right, very 90s. Glad I backed it. Yeah, it is very nice. It came from the 90s. You know, it was actually made in the 90s. The good thing is it's been souped up. Cyberfrog Unforgettable Tales has been colored by the great Kyle Ritter. It's been relettered by Eric Weathers, and it is a beautiful, both of these are beautiful representations of these classic books that if you bought them right now on eBay, they would cost too much money. You got to believe me about that. It's too much. But if you back Unforgettable Tales, you will have both of these books with beautiful foil embossed covers. You'll have them in your hands like in 6 weeks. Like in 6 weeks, probably, you'll have them in your hands. That's not so bad. You know, back Unforgettable Tales. I like that. I like being able to give people books and they'll have them in their hands in like 6 weeks. Let's see if we can get to 191. We did it. We got to 191,107. I want this to get to 200,000. That would be cool. I want this to actually beat Bigfoot Bill. I want to be able to beat Bigfoot Bill with a reprint of my very first comics. I think that would be a good show. I think people would appreciate that. People would high-five me, I think, with their minds if I did that. On the other hand, over here, we've got Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet sitting at 933 overnight, 933,000. We are 1/3 of the way. We're definitely exactly 1/3 of the way when it comes to this extra $100,000 that I was trying to make. 1/3 of the way to $1 million. You know, amazing, absolutely amazing. We just have to do this 33.3 2 more times, I think, in order to get to $1 million. That's all we have to do. Shane Zielinski says, Ethan was just going to be happy with a decent purchase project, and he's still killing it. Yeah, you know what? Unforgettable Tales. I told Andrea, I said, we should do this because I think we can do pretty good. I think we can make $40,000, $50,000 reprinting those old books that we did. We own all this stuff. We own all the rights to this. She said, really? I said, yeah, I think so. Boom, we're almost at $200,000. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's see. Where's that Sal PVC, Ethan? Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see if I have something I can show you on that. The PVCs are coming, guys. We did pretty good at... let me see if maybe I'll find it on my Facebook page. We did pretty good at getting Cyberfrog on its way. The Cyberfrog PVC is pretty much on its way towards being made. And they're going to... where is it? Oh yeah, okay. So they're sending me samples of these. All right. There we go. It just takes a while. It takes a while, but we get it together. This is the very last step that I had to approve of before it got sent to production. Just the colors, but this is what they're going to look like now. I'm going to have samples of these pretty soon. I don't know how soon, but I will have samples of them fairly soon for approval. And they're like, how many samples do you want? And I'm like, as many as I can get. They're like, well, they're $100 each. And I said, oh, just one of each then, please. Thank you. So just like the hand-painted, hand-run-off samples are going to be $100 each. So I'm going to have a Salamandroid and a Cyberfrog right on my desk fairly soon. This is approved. 3D Robin had to go through it. He had to cut it up, take it apart. He had to make sure that this was something that could be made, sculpted and everything. He had to make sure that it was something that wouldn't break very easily. So he thickened the fingers and the toes. He thickened the shoulder fins. And this is it. Now it's come down to this. It's like these are the colors. It's 7 colors that are required to paint this. 3D Robin's pretty cool. He said, I want you to use darker green paint to paint these spots on Cyberfrog's back and his butt. And we're going to do that. I think it looks really, really good. You can see more of that dark green paint here, like just to accentuate, the flesh on Cyberfrog's head. We got 2 different shades of green. This is cool. I'm very, very excited about this. The Salamandroid toy is coming as well. It hasn't been chopped up yet. I just need to know a couple more things before I put it on the campaign page. I just need to know a couple more things. I'm pretty sure we're going to charge $25 for it now. They showed me the difference in scale between, Cyberfrog at like 1 3/4 inches and then 2.5 inches, I think. And I decided I'd rather go with a bigger frog, which means a bigger salamander. And that means it's going to cost a little bit more. But I want it to be beautifully painted, beautifully sculpted. I want everything to be perfect all the time. And that's why it's sad. That's why we struggle. That's why we struggle, because I want everything to be perfect all the time, and it doesn't always go that way. All right, scrolling down here. By the way, thank you so much to you idiots who ran me through a female face app. I just want to say F you, all of you. F you for running me through a female face app. Guys, I have sisters. By the way, the worst part of this is this looks exactly like my high school crush, Kim. I was 14 and 15 years old. I had a crush on this girl, Kim. And it turns out that thank you so much for destroying my whole fucking world. I look at this and she looks exactly like that, except maybe the nose is a little bit smaller. But yeah, now I understand. I've always had a crush on myself, evidently. Now, I have 4 sisters, and I don't think any of them really look too much like this. Maybe the second youngest one kind of looks like this. But you know what? Stop doing this. Stop taking pictures of me and running it through girl filters. It's not beautiful. It's not beautiful. Shameful. Wow, this guy bought one a copy of this. That's expensive. Look at this shirt. Would you wear this? Would you wear this shirt? I gotta say, it looks damn cool. How do I get this made? Who gave this to me? Jeff Muth? Jeff Muth. How do I get this made? Why don't you, yeah. You would? Yeah, we could make, I mean, look, we can make anything, guys. Eric Beaterbox says, gross, that was your crush? Yes, it was. Yeah. I don't know why. I was like, she's not, I mean, she's pretty, but, you know. It's not like she's the most beautiful girl in the world, but she looked, I guess, like me in drag. That's why I liked her. I didn't know that until now. That's why I wanted to say F you. By the way, Mike S. Miller, thank you for producing and shipping my variant cover for Lone Star Hole of the Soldier. Here it is here. This actually exists now. I'm guessing that I will not receive a copy of this. I'm guessing that that's not going to happen. I don't know why I wouldn't, though. Here's the Vespis action figure. We have the Vespis. Look at this. We got a Vespis action figure. The first action figure line. Oh, this is what we figured out, by the way, guys. So as soon as Unforgettable Tales is shipping, you know, we're like, I think August 1st or something like that is when I'm going to launch 2 campaigns at once. The Heather Swain statue and also Cyberfrog Warts and All. The complete 90s omnibus will launch, you know, early August too. We're going to launch those 2 campaigns at the same time. And then we're going to be ready for September. September, we're launching the action figures, Wave 1. We're ready to go. We've got everything that we need. We've got Vespis, we've got Cyberfrog, we've got Heather Swain, action figures, ready to go now. We got the sculpts, we have everything that we need. So we're going to launch that. You're going to be able to get as many Vespis as you want to get. You can get Cyberfrog, you can get Heather. Wave 2 is going to be Salamandroid, Lily, and Rumblebee. But Salamandroid is going to be, I mean, it's going to be massive. Toy is going to be absolutely massive. He's going to be a project, but don't you worry. We're going to make sure that he's good. The same sculpt that I'm going to use for the Salamandroid statue, the same digital model, is going to be the action figure as well. Super, super detailed, beautiful, beautiful sculpts. You guys, don't worry. We've got you covered. It's gonna be cool. But September, you'll be able to back the action figures. Oh, that's so sad. Here's the Cyberfrog action figure, of course. You know, I think you've all seen him. He's showing up in my mailbox today, or UPS is bringing him. I'm gonna actually have the physical statue in my hands today to show you guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, really neat to have that on my desk. What was I looking for? Oh, I wanted to show you Salamandroid. That was the whole thing. Thank you. A lot of people are like posting that they backed Wreck Planet. Thank you so much for backing Wreck Planet right now, guys. We've got a little more than 200 boxes left, honeycomb boxes, but those are running out. When you back that, you will receive, you know, everything with the campaign. Absolutely everything with the campaign. Oh, look at this drawing of me. And you'll also get Salamandroid and Cyberfrog PVCs. Where did I put those? Oh, this is me in my backyard, by the way. That's how I dress normally. That's an apt comparison, yeah. All right, hold on. Everybody's so cool when they post stuff when they buy it on my page. I appreciate it. This is how I am, bitch. This is how I am. All right, perfect. Why can't I find the? I guess it's been a long time since I posted that little Salamandroid sculpture. I've seen it a bunch of times. Where is it? This is a nice t-shirt, too. We should get all this stuff made. I gotta get people to help me make things, because I'm very busy. Can't do everything by myself. Here's the Cyberfrog video game that would exist if it was a perfect world. I would play the hell out of this video game. I'm not a video game guy, but I would play this game. And the guy who designed this, Salamandroid and Cyberfrog, are absolutely perfect. These are perfect caricatures of my characters. Just perfect. I would play that game. Make it, and I'll, make it. Figure out a way to pay you for it somehow. Just do it. Scrolling down, past some furry pornography. Mummy news. What the fuck? You know what? I gotta stop letting people post things on my Facebook. There it is. Okay, Christ almighty. All I wanted to... No, wait. Okay, here it is. All I wanted to do was just show people the Salamandroid toy. Oh, this is the update. I see. All right. So I go here. This will take me to the page. And then I go to updates. And there we go. All right, so these are the Salamandroid and Cyberfrog PVC set. If you back the honeycomb box, you're going to get both of these. Cyberfrog comes in this little blister pack. If you back at the $25 level, you will get a Cyberfrog toy automatically, just freebie, just thrown into your $25 order. Every day I make everything better for the world. Every single day. And this, of course, Salamandroid comes free and Cyberfrog come free with your honeycomb box. You'll get both of these toys. And I'm going to put Salamandroid up for sale individually pretty soon. He's going to be $25. This is not an action figure. This is a statue. Although, it's like a PVC. It's like plastic. Although, I'm trying to put a bendy in the tail. That's my one thing, is I'd really like a bendy to go as far as I can in the tail. So that you can pose the tail. Yeah, so if you back the honeycomb box, just expect both of these guys to be in your package. You will receive them. If you don't worry. I will make it available to you another way. I will make it so that you can purchase Salamandroid individually, as an individualist. All right, let's see. Are we done? Did I say enough things to you? GMTC Podcast says, did you win that original art from Tim Seeley? No, a fellow named Comic Book did. Comic with a 1 for an I. He won it. He let me know. I think he spent like $1,300 on it. My thing was this. Like, I was trying... Like, I hate SJW so much, and I really resent Tim Seeley for doing that. Tim Seeley, who's someone I was very kind to. Tim Seeley, who's been a fan for a long time. Decided, I think, to try to sell me out for some internet clout, and I hope it was worth it, because Tim Seeley, you're kind of like on my S list now. S list. That stands for shit. The implication of Tim Seeley selling that original art to benefit Black Lives Matter was to suggest that, like, I'm racist and have something against black people. I don't like that. I don't think that's something a friend would do to me. So, I don't have anything against black people. Let me think about that. Are there any black people I have something against? Nope. So, I don't. And so that was kind of mean. And, like I said, I mean, you can, I guess you get to burn me once if you want to. Enjoy the internet clout. I hope you can eat likes. You'd be better off selling that original artwork and putting that money in your bank account, because everyone's going to be out of work very soon if you aren't already. No, I didn't buy it. And my thing was, how do I do it? I want to rescue the art. I don't want it to fall into SJW hands. But I saw that, my fans were bidding on the artwork, and I thought it was best that they get the artwork. I thought that was probably the best thing. So, Comic Book, congratulations, and thank you for rescuing that. These people are just subhuman. I mean, just absolutely terrible. SJWs are the worst people on the face of the earth. Kwanzaa. Oh, you have something against... Yeah, I do. Kwanzaa's a dickhead. No, now I can think of like 3 black people that I don't like. Kwanzaa, Jamal, and what's his name? The dude that I had a fight with in 2018. That's 3 black people that I don't like. I like the rest of them, though. So I think on average, on average, not racist. Not at all. Not even close. These people come after me. If you want to come after me, say that I'm sexist, because I am. I'm not racist or homophobic or any of those things. It's feminists that I don't like. It's feminists. I don't like them. So there you go. And by the way, and they choose to be feminists. So that it isn't. It's not like I don't like women. I love women. I don't like these feminists that ruin comics and video games and all that stuff. Michael Jackson. I like Michael Jackson. He was just a pedophile, but I liked his music. I mean, people are in denial about him. Let's see. How is the Mech Old Car comic going? Patrick Thomas Parnell. Maybe you could field this question. Patrick, I might have scared him off because he had like a head of steam to like do it, right? He was like, I'm gonna take the initiative and I want this job. And he drew a bunch of Transformers. I said, nope. I said, you can't this isn't a Transformers ripoff. I don't want to do it if it doesn't look like something we've never seen before. So if you can figure out a way, otherwise I'm gonna do it myself. If you can figure out a way to create something that looks like something I've never seen before. Not robots with faces, with the fucking, they look like they're wearing underpants. None of that. Come up with something that doesn't look like a Transformer or a GoBot. I'll read the super chats. I will. So I said, no. Go back and go back and try again. And then I didn't hear from him. So, Daryl Ayo, yeah. Daryl Ayo's the other black person that I hate. This fucking asshole. What an asshole. I'm like, come on here and talk to me, please. Why are you calling me and my friends Nazis? We're not. Like, if we just sit down and have a talk, you'll see that, He's like, you're not going to gaslight me. I'm controlling my own narrative, bigot. Told everybody that I was harassing him. Have a conversation with me. Listen, sea lion. I'm not having a conversation. Suddenly you're interested in what I have to say. Why? Because you're calling me a white supremacist on Twitter. I'm not a white supremacist. Talk to me about it. I'm not falling into your trap, Van Skyver. I'm not falling into your white supremacist trap. So I fucking hate that dude too. Peter Mayer says, please no bendy wire in Sal's tail will snap over time. Oh, is that right? Yeah, sea lion. Sea lioning is a term. It's when you're debating on Twitter and you're going, can I see evidence? There's no evidence of that. Let's debate. It's like they call it sea lioning. It's horrendous. And from my perspective, I was just like, why are you calling me a Nazi? I'm not a Nazi. I'm a nice guy. Have a talk with me. These guys made me not a nice guy. These guys made me mean. They made me mad. And now I know better. Never treat SJWs like people. Never do it. Never think that they're normal people who you can have a conversation with and come to terms with, because that's not what they're here to do. They are not here to talk to you and come to terms with you and understand you at all. They're here to destroy you and everything you stand for, and all of the businesses that you depend on. Those two. All right, let me see here. I'm going to read some super chats. All right, Satanic Potato got his Cyberfrog in the mail. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that if you go to our eBay site... Oh, let me look at eBay real quick. I haven't seen how Cyberfrog is doing on eBay. But I think it's doing really well. eBay... Cyberfrog... No, I'm going to look up Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Cyberfrog Blood Hunt. I can't wait till I type in Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, and then, I look and everybody's selling their Cyberfrog Wrecked Planets on eBay because they didn't really buy them because they like them or like me. They bought them for the high resale value. I don't care. You buy them for whatever reason you want. Cyberfrog Blood Honey. This is our store right here. We still have it for the lowest price, I believe, $30. That's just $5 more than we were asking for it initially. So we're selling through a ton of these. I think we've sold about 400 or 500 copies so far. I keep having to put up a new listing. We have this. This is everything. You get both the ash cans. You get a perk pack. You do get the Blood Honey team up variant. We have a limited number. I put up 100 copies of the Salamandroid Chromium edition, which was the rarest book. Amazingly, I've still got another like 2 crates of them, and I don't have any of the Cyber Frogs. But I have these. $100. We've sold 72 of them already. You can get the Team Up and Ash Can for $55. And then from there, like other people are selling them. This guy's selling his Team Up cover for $40. That's more. I'm sorry, I'm going to win. I'm selling mine for less. $150 for 2 copies of Cyberfrog Chromium. 2 copies at $81 this listing. All of this stuff is going pretty well. $1,000 for a proof copy. I don't have any of the... I have one left. I have 1 proof copy left. Jesus Christ. $1,000. I only charged $100 for them. All right, hold on. Let's look at this here. Include description. And, oh, wait. No, not include description. We don't want to do that. We want to do an advanced search and see what they're selling for. Sold listings. Sold listings. All right, $125. There's ours. $30. We're selling a ton of these. $99.60 in Canadian money. I don't know what that is. There's our listing, $60, $149. These are selling. These are selling pretty well. Somebody got one for $30. Oh, is that us? No, that's not us. This is us. Yeah, I mean, basically, Cyberfrog sells. This guy sold his proof copy successfully for $400. I was only charging $100 for that. This kind of goes to show $25 here for this. Now it's selling for $100. Cyberfrog is worth 4 times what you pay for it on the secondary market. Secondary market is nice and healthy. This was May 14th, May 15th, May 17th. These books are still selling for way more than you paid for them, and there just aren't enough of them. There aren't enough of them on eBay right now. There's not enough copies. So, you know, that makes me happy. Let me see here. Super chats. Let's get back to this. Ethan Osborne, the Frogman Cometh. EVS, the King of All Media. Riff Magos joined the channel. Thank you for joining. Angry Baneling says, Grammarly keeps ruining my super chats, man. R.I.P. What does that mean? What's Grammarly? Charlie Higgins joined the channel. Thank you, guys. People who are joining the channel, you hit the join button. You pay like $5 or $6 a month in a recurring super chat. You can quit anytime that you want. But when you join the channel, you get a trading card. All you have to do is go to the community tab of my YouTube page. There will be, in the first message that you see, there will be a post with directions on how to get your Rumblebee trading card. And while you're getting your Rumblebee, just say, hey, Andrea, may I please have a Heather Swain trading card too? She'll probably throw one in there for you. So thanks for joining the channel. We like to give out real, perks for people who join our channel. Thanks. Russian Bot 1918 says, a sex chat between Warren Ellis and a younger female fan leaked 15 years ago. Laughed off then by many of the same comic pros castigating him now. Oh, how about that? Yeah, listen, I saw the Warren Ellis stuff, and can I just tell you, from my perspective, and by the way, I'm quick to castigate and demonize everyone for this stuff. The Me Too stuff, it's pretty fun, like, especially when you find out someone's like a legit predator. But the problem is, like, some of this stuff that's coming out is just embarrassing because sex stuff is embarrassing. I don't see what Warren Ellis did wrong. Do you? So Warren Ellis is having sex chats with adult fans. Like, these women are adults, and they seem to have entered into a sexual relationship, a digital sexual relationship, I guess you would say, with Warren Ellis of their own volition. It's not like he was stalking them. And so then what? You feel bad about it later, and then you blast him and show all his DMs? Like, I'm sorry, I find that pretty low. Warren Ellis is allowed to try to have sex with his fans if he wants to. If they're consenting adults, he's allowed to try to engage them in a relationship. The problem was Cameron Stewart, who evidently was grooming a 16-year-old when he was 32. That's bad. That's something that we need to know about. But like the idea that Warren Ellis did something wrong, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, Checkpoint says it was rape now. Right, exactly. It's like regret, it's like regret. Don't, obviously it's a good idea not to get involved in sex chats with your fans. That just is good. But then again, if you're Warren Ellis and you're an old guy and is Warren Ellis married? I don't even know what his situation is, but it seemed to me to be consenting adults, and it's pretty awful that you're going to put your private messages from him out on the internet and allow him to. I mean, they were funny. He said, I wish I could make your nipples do that or something like that. That was pretty funny. But they're out of context and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Right now we're going through a great big wave of Me Too allegations. Somebody made a list. Somebody's like, you should do a show. I don't want to. I don't like it. The Me Too stuff, I feel exactly about this as I do the Mike Nelson, Doug TenNapel thing. I mean, on the one hand, I don't like Doug TenNapel, so when bad things happen to Doug TenNapel, I kind of go, like, I don't want them to happen, but when they do, I go, because Doug TenNapel was fucking horrible to me and tried to turn Comicsgate against me. So, yeah, I have to admit, as a human being, I go, when something bad happens to Doug. On the other hand, I'm against the idea of cancel culture and SJWs forcing Doug's friends to denounce him. There are plenty of reasons to denounce Doug TenNapel. You don't have to do it because SJWs are forcing you to do it, but this is everybody's fault. The Me Too stuff, I don't like it. I see it as more cancel culture most of the time. It doesn't really seem to be something that anybody really. The Warren Ellis stuff just doesn't seem to be anything that's a real problem. Cameron Stewart, yes, there are a few other people that are getting caught in this net, but it's all ugly. It's all gross. It's all grimy. It all makes me want to just shower and stay away from the comic book industry. It's just nerds with power. It's nerds with power. Don't give nerds power. They don't. Power needs to rest in the hands of people that are attractive enough to get sex for other reasons than power. I will say that. I think that's a pretty good thing. Power needs to rest in the hands of people who are attractive in some way enough to get sex on their own without using power over others. Does that philosophy make sense, or is that bullshit that I just made up off the top of my head that's stupid? It's probably stupid. Anyway, somebody sent me like a list going around. Tim Doyle is on the list. Tim Doyle's on the list of sexual offenders. Tim Doyle flipped the fuck out. Somebody made a big list of all of the accused comic book professionals so far, who are predators. And then it's like, these are confirmed, like these are people that have confirmed. And then there's a sub list that's maybe 5 people. And it's like, these are people who it's been whispered to me. And Tim Doyle is on the whispered list. And Tim Doyle flipped out. Nakatomi Tim. He's like, what? You put me on this list with convicted pedophiles. I'm completely innocent. Hey, Tim, how does it feel to be accused of something you aren't, dickhead? How's that feel? Why don't you choke on that? Suck on that and choke on that, Tim. How's it feel to be publicly shamed for something that you aren't? To be accused of being something that you're not. And by the way, you probably are. But you're somebody who goes around calling people Nazis. You called me a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not even German. Well, actually, yes, I am. A little bit German. I believe Tim Doyle. I believe women. The women who said that Tim Doyle is a sexual predator, I believe them. I don't believe Tim. I believe women. I believe women. Yeah, sorry. That's the world that you built for yourself. My alternate world, this is my suggestion. Sometimes believe women with evidence. Sometimes believe them. Not always, though. That's my suggestion. If you want to alter the Believe Women, the stupid Believe Women slogan. My suggestion is believe women sometimes if they have evidence. Sometimes. Otherwise, don't believe them. You know. Check the lunar cycle. And see if it's a good time to believe women. Oh my God, yeah. So I love that. I love Tim Doyle being put on that list. That did make me happy, but it still wasn't enough for me to promote it. Like, people like, do a whole video about it. No, I don't want to. I don't want to promote Me Too. It makes me sick. It just makes me physically ill. But I can't look away, and neither can anyone else. Just a fucking disaster. All right. The Buzz CJC says, all this bullshit started on it. Okay, I read that one. Satanic Potato says, I'm not a fan of Doug. I read that one. Dark Lord Mad Ruth says, back Black Flag, Cash Grab, and Cyberfrog 2, Comicsgate Heart. Thank you very much, Mad Ruth. Dr. Coffinail says, disappointed in Mike Nelson. Man, I did I make myself clear about that? Like, I don't expect Mike Nelson. First of all, I don't think Mike Nelson like holds those views. I don't expect Mike Nelson to endure, a nonstop brigade of social justice dimwits calling him a homophobe while Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett and whoever else works at Riff Tracks who are liberals sit there and look at him and wonder if it's worth keeping him around or if Riff Tracks is going to close down over it. Like, over Doug TenNapel for the sake of Doug TenNapel, my thing is this. First of all, Doug TenNapel should not be associating with anyone who has anything to lose. I think that's irresponsible of him. Guys, I have a cloud around me. I have a little thunderstorm around me because I have strong beliefs about transgendered people and gay people not having should never have the right to get married because it makes my religion feel bad. Stabbing the bride of Christ. That's what I believe. Most people don't believe that, so I'm going to say, and by the way, when people find out that I believe that, it causes me no end of grief. So I'm going to say, don't hang out with me in public, keep our friendship private. I'm not going to ask you to come on my show or anything like that, because then you're going to get some of the grief that I get. I like you. You're my friend. I care about you. I don't want you to be in trouble. See, that's what a normal person would do. Doug TenNapel's just like, come on my show, fuck it. And then these people kind of come on the show and, evidently, I gotta believe, Mike Nelson doesn't know this stuff about Doug. It's like, doesn't know. And so he comes on the show and it's like, so does Sean Gordon Murphy, does a cover for him. And then they're caught up in his web. All of a sudden, SJWs are like, hey, you're associating with Doug. Fuck you. We're going to destroy everything, everything we can. And the thing about fighting SJWs is the best idea is to become invincible. It's to become what's the phrase that I want to say bulletproof, but that's not a good word. You do not want to give them a target. You want to be so independent that there's no one that they can attack to hurt you, because that's what they'll do. They'll hurt your support. Untouchable is good. So Doug brings his friends on and his friends become targets and targeted. And then Doug goes, oh, I'm such a victim, you see. Oh, it's people, they just hate Christians. It's hard to be a Christian. In the meantime, his friends have to grovel for their jobs. Why don't you just warn people? Anti-fragile, that's the word. Thank you. Anti-fragile is the word I was looking for. Why don't you just warn people so that they can make a choice? Like, they can be like, okay, this might happen to me. I might be forced into a submissive, humiliating apology for my job just because I know you. How about if instead I don't do that? How about if let me just make up my mind not to come on your show? And by the way, that's happened to me a few times where it's like people have said, I want to come on your show, but I'm afraid to because I like you and I'm going to get targeted. And I'm like, I completely understand. Completely understand. So do I blame Mike Nelson? Yeah, he should have known better. Do I blame him for bending the knee? It's not who I'm mad at. I'm mad at Doug for doing that to him. It's embarrassing. And Doug should know better. Think of somebody other than yourself for once, Doug. Jesus fucking Christ. What an asshole. All right, here we go. Morning, Caesar. Good to see you this morning. Says 200 Watts Studio. Battle Droid says, can I get a happy birthday? Happy birthday, Battle Droid. Escapist Entertainment says, I didn't get to see it live, but it was great seeing Cecil and Malin back on the show yesterday. Yes, it was. I liked having them. I got to get back on a normal schedule. I slept through Prime podcast or live streaming time yesterday. Like, I went to bed at like 7 p.m. or something and woke up at 3. And I was just like, there's like that's when you're supposed to live stream. So I couldn't do another show with Cecil and Malin yesterday. Charlie's London says, Ethan, did you get my email about the Fan Fest? Yeah. Let me look. I don't know if I did, Charlie's. I'm not sure. Like, I might have gotten it and already forgot about what you said. That's how my brain is right now. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Charlie's, remind me what it was, please, okay? And I will. I'll sort it out. Ethan, our superheroes in Seattle are Snowflake and Safe Space, says Force Ghost Fabio. Brian O'Shea says, finally caught you live. Hail, Ethan. Hey, thanks, Brian. Thanks for being here. Captain Chokeout says, who is that Dollar Tree Deadpool? LOL. Virade says, honestly, still better names than half of DC's roster. Peppermint Oil Capsule says, darned YouTube, I keep missing caps. No notifications. Eric McIntyre says, will we see a parody of these superheroes in Wreck Planet patrolling the streets trying to fight the Vespis and get obliterated? Maybe an ash can? LOL. That would be funny. Let's see here. Well Register says, Ethan doesn't read emails. I do. I read my emails. Well, I do, but what I do is I check the emails to see if anybody's looking for a refund. I want to be very snappy about giving refunds back to people. I'm not suggesting that you should refund. Please don't refund. But if you need a refund, I want to make sure that you get your refund like immediately so that, you know, some people need refunds right now for groceries and things. It's like, fuck that. Here's your money back quick. Yeah, so that's what I mostly look for in my email. The rest of it is like, hey, would you like to partner up on YouTube and promote my toilet seat device? Stuff like that. That's mostly what my email is. Captain Chokeout says, like a Z-movie version of Mystery Men. That's what it looked like. David Bowser says, Phoenix Jones for mayor of Seattle. Roy Cryer says, Phoenix Jones has a YouTube channel, Uncle E. You can see him in action. That's why he had a camera on his head, I guess. Dex Luthor says, Ontario's Black Batman would kick their ass and run them over with his actual Batmobile. Holy crap. Escapist Entertainment got married yesterday. Congrats. Let's see. Dr. Coffindale says, I used to be that skinny too, E. Damn you, time. Yeah. I didn't appreciate it when I had it. I was mostly hungry when I was that skinny. We were so poor. Like, when we were so poor, when I was sitting there that skinny, there was never any food in the house. And my mom, I would be in there drawing, and I'd say, Mom, can you please cook me up a quick, like, you know, fried potato, egg scramble? And my mom, oh, God bless my poor mom, she would do it because I was like the only one working in the house at the time, you know. So I remember, like, I was working on Cyberfrog. I got a couple of jobs at Harris Comics, like inking, doing trading cards. And I got paid, I remember, oh my gosh, $200 a page to ink Vampirella Shadowhawk. And that money came in, I turned it right over to my mom for groceries and to pay the bills because my dad was gone. And, you know, so I would just say, Mom, will you please cook me up an egg and potato scramble? And that's what I ate, you know, and they were delicious. She was really good at that. But there was only staple food in the house, you know. It's not like, hey, let's order a pizza or, you know, something like that. So it was cool, you know. That's why I was so skinny. I was hungry. As soon as I got out of the house, like, I discovered Burger King and started eating Burger King and put on weight pretty quick. All right, how does Scorpion look? Will we see a pic soon, says the Green Stranger. Dr. Coffindale says, geez, that got dark. That's not dark. There's nothing wrong with poverty. It's nice to think about, you know, when things were simpler. Scorpion, he is, what does he look like? People say Salamandroid, like who fights Salamandroid? Scorpion is Salamandroid's equal. Let's put it that way. You'll see. The origin is gonna freak you out. The D Drum and a little bit of the old violence says, will Wreck Planet Preview Ashcan also ship soon? It'll ship with the books, yes. 200 Watt Studio says, that face app pic makes you look like you're Sam Elliott and Cher's son. Kenneth Burns says, you make a nice ma'am. GTM C Podcast says, oh no, okay, I've read that one. No bendy wire in Sal, they're saying. Waking up to EVS, I understand Andrea's horror, says Comic Books and Cahoots. Declan Lyon says, the term sea lioning is as 1984 as it gets. It allows someone to slander you and then dismiss you when you demand evidence for their claims. That's right. Craft75 says, sad you'd exit the poster business. I love my Salamandroid Blacklight poster. I totally understand, though, and I'm ordering a second one right now. Cheers, EVS and Andrea. Oh, thanks, Craft75. Yeah, we've still got a few. I think we have like 50 of them left. So if you haven't ordered a Salamandroid Blacklight poster yet, they're available on the Cyberfrog Unforgettable campaign. Like I said, we have 50 of them. They're already like in their tubes and ready to ship. But they just seemed, Andrea said they were too much trouble, and then she didn't want to be involved in them, so sticking to trading cards and comics and toys. Nolan Nerd says, that wig is the shit. Captain Chokeout says, never believe women even if they have tons of evidence. I like that theory better. That's a good philosophy. Never believe women. Not sometimes. Never believe them, even if they have tons of evidence. They could have concocted it. Captain Chokeout's my hero. Let's see. The Red Runner 11 says, how is the escort scene in Orlando for FanFest? Asking for a friend. I don't know. Charlie's London says, I'll resend it now. It was about helping out. Oh, yeah, you wanted to help out Charlie's. Yeah, I thought I answered you. I was like, yes, you're helping out, of course. Melissa Irving says, Ribbits and Rivets for child-friendly frog label. Ribbits and Rivets. Interesting. Child-friendly frog books. Well, I mean, we're doing this children's book, and I've got to find the right creative team to do it, because, you know, I want it to be a really, really nice children's book. I want it to have classic illustrations like the little golden books, you know. I want it to be like that, I think. I don't know. Fred Turgeson says, Cecil is your hero. Cecil is. Why not put the posters on a separate store with their own fulfillment, says Spectrum Ball? Well, I mean, they are fulfilling on their own. You know, the minute you order a poster from Unforgettable, you'll get it right away. I mean, we'll ship it out that same day. Why not? It's not the fulfillment that's a problem. The problem is they damage easily. Posters damage very easily when you ship them. When you roll them up, you have an opportunity to dent the poster. When you put it in the bag, when you put it in the tube, and then the post office is going to stomp on it. And it's expensive. Those tubes are expensive to ship, so shipping is unreasonable. It's all kind of a flighty proposition. I mean, 99% of the posters that we shipped, no complaints. But, you know, at the same time, you know, it's like to send a poster overseas and it's like $30 when the poster itself was 20 or 25 feels not so good. So, you know, I don't know. Anyway, Andrea says she doesn't want to do it. Talking of Harris Comics, I've got your Cyberfrog #1, says Peppermint Oil Capsule. Oh, congrats. Yeah, and you know, that was a big deal. Doing Cyberfrog #1 was a big deal. Mike Kelly says, it's been a week and you haven't shipped my Blacklight poster yet. You're joking. Let me see. Usually they're right. A week? Usually they're right on this. I'm going to double check right now. Let me look you up. I'm not going to dox you, don't worry. All right, Mike Kelly. It says fulfilled, and your tracking number is there. All right, let me click your tracking number. No estimated delivery date. Last updated June 18th. Pre-transit. June 12th. Shipping label created. USPS awaiting item. I don't understand. Is it still sitting here? Did we lose it somewhere? Andrea, if you're listening, and I think you are, Mike Kelly, his poster, according to, it says we fulfilled it, but, and we shipped it June 12th, but they don't have it. The post office doesn't have it, or something like that. Click that date and or click the fulfillment, or click the tracking link, and you'll see that. Hey, Mike, we're gonna sort this out for you immediately. Okay, I'm sorry about that. You know, that's ridiculous. It's on its way. No, but it says no. If we gave it to him on the 12th, and it's not like showing that it should have arrived. So I don't understand. We will take care of it. We will definitely take care of it. Ethan blaming his wife, smooth move a-hole. I'm not blaming her. She should know that it's not her fault. You know, for goodness sakes. You know, it's just one of those things. We'll ship out another one. Post office is overwhelmed, says Wayne Grave. Yeah, but everybody else is getting their stuff, so that's no excuse. You know. Mike Kelly says, it's all good. Yeah, we'll take care of you, Mike. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. Go out. Have a great day today. Have a fun day. It's 10:30 here, which means in about 20 minutes, it's going to be time for me to go sit out and catch some sun and try to get some sun on my face and look, you know, even more lovely, beautiful, attractive on the outside to reflect my beautiful interior, my feelings, my soul. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to drink whiskey at 11 in the morning. No, I won't. I won't do that. I won't do that. Let's see. Love you too, Forrest goes. Fabio. Blame Antifa. I could do that. Let's see. Chris Sawyer says, that's what it sounds like. Either it's there or the post office hasn't processed it. Well, here's the thing. Like, the shipping label was created on the 12th. So that happens in our house. And then every single day we drive to the post office. So there's a possibility, a really weird possibility, that it's on the floor in Andrea's office and it fell out of the package. But I doubt that it fell out of the box that all of the packages go in that we take to the post office. But I seriously doubt that. I think that it got lost at the post office or something. So, all right, you know, we will take care of it, though. Trust us. That's what we do. We want to make sure everyone's happy all the time. All right, love you guys. See you. Maybe I'll see you tonight. We'll see how I feel. Have a great day and take care. Bye.